Root beer isn't well liked around the world.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Our bread.
Spam.
Bread.
Our American bread is hated around the world.
Really?
It's super sweet, and so people are like, "How do you eat a sandwich with like salami and then like cake bread?" They call it
Cake bread.
You like buy like a loaf of Wonder Bread and give it to a European. They will be like, "This is cloyingly sweet."
Wow. This is cloyingly?
Cloyingly?
What the hell does that mean?
Just a word, Doug.
Cloyingly?
Get off my
I've never
back.
heard it.
Just means like it's too sweet. Like you ever have something that's too sweet? And it's just like it's just too sweet at once. It's like cloying.
I've never heard that word.
Okay, well there you go.
Cake bread makes a good
Could be a
line.
big
But yeah,
day
so like
for
people,
our buddy
people in Europe
Sean
hate bread.
Laguerre.
Sean Laguerre's getting a lot of friend requests.
Sean Laguerre.
Is he still on Facebook?
Yeah, I have one mutual friend with him.
Who's that, me?
You.
I think if you took all of Biff's,
Think it was Clay?
Becky Wiesberger.
I think if you took all of Biff's lists of foods, that's what other countries don't like. That's what other countries don't like from QT biscuits and gravy or whatever.
Rosalita's Cantina is known for having the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From carne con cerveza to shrimp diablo, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita. Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and brunch at the De Pere location on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or De Pere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
Hey everyone, CD Longo from Longo Biggs Injury Law here. We want to make it clear, if you get injured and you hire us, Doug or I will be your attorney. You may speak with our staff, but the majority of the communication will be with us. We get to know our clients, we become friends with our clients, and we feel a responsibility to get the best outcomes. We're happy to say that we consistently get compensation on our cases that is much higher than the national and local average. If you need help, find all of our information at longobiggs.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. Known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's officially Jeep and Bronco season. Pure Performance carries any accessory for your vehicle, old models to brand new. From sunshades, soft tops, trail doors, to off-road gear like bumpers and light bars, Pure Performance has you covered. Stop by the Pure Performance showroom at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles or visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experienced the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com. Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. James, I love getting emails from listeners who support the sponsors. Got one from a client of yours who switched, and you immediately saved him $1,000, and it meant the world to him.
The area that we're really having an impact on people's finances are people with drivers under the age of 25. We are seeing material savings for these types of clients, hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars per year.
James Carlton, Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rake. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
This is Eric Conley, the founder of Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, our substance abuse treatment goes beyond mere recovery. It's about reclaiming lives filled with purpose, joy, and connection. Our dedicated facility is more than just a place of healing. It's a beacon of hope for individuals seeking to reintegrate into society and thrive in their work, family, and community roles. Our team is ready to help. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
If you're seriously hurt in an accident, you'll want all the money you deserve. That's called justice. But there wouldn't be lawyers if justice was easy. No, justice is not easy. It's fought for and it's won. At Brown & Crouppen, we fight for justice every day. If you want some, call 222-2222. Because at Brown & Crouppen, justice is our business.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown & Crouppen Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You are listening to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown & Crouppen. Welcome. Is my mic hot, Peter?
It's hot.
Is it hot?
Red hot.
What's going on?
It should be hot, right?
No, I know. I'm talking about like the audio sounds.
It might be a little hot.
I mean, is it me? Is it me? No, either way. Welcome to the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan, Jackson Bennett Burkett, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Chairman Kurt, and then what an absolute treat here on my right, for those of you watching on YouTube, Michael Wellington. On my left, Joey Vitale. What an unbelievable line the players have rolled out here today.
I've learned more in the last 5 minutes about Italians than I have in the last 25 years.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Really?
it's been great.
Joey, thank you for your class.
It's good to be here. It's going to be a good show today.
Is that right?
I have a funny feeling about this.
Is that
one.
right? Do you
There's
like this
something
guy?
in the
His
air.
Tennessee cap? Fresh out of, he was in Scotland caddying last week.
Well, I wore
What do you got?
my golf hat because I heard he was coming in today. This is
Look
a
at
Birdie Classic hat.
Look at that.
I see that. What is that for?
It's a normal brand hat, actually. A
there
Sansone,
it is.
Sansone
Sansone,
connection.
there it is.
More
Yeah.
Italians. Here we go.
this is
My
starting to-
hat is because of another Italian.
There you go.
Oh, what's going on here?
Mr.
I'm
Vitello.
married to one. Jackson, what's
Yeah,
your
what's-
Italian connection? You live on the hill. Iggy, what's your connection?
Lebanese, kind of Italian.
There you
Close.
go.
You're Lebanese.
Joey, do you recognize the Lebanese as part of
I would take him in as mine. I would take him in as mine.
Kind of in the same mafia role.
Joey, is that offensive?
A little bit. A little bit. No, I'm only kidding.
You can text in with your offensive text at 314-881-TMA5. That's the South City Sporting Goods text inbox. Call in and be a friend of the feather via the Collier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004 TMA, and email in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. July in the books, and three-way trade deal wins the July Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day, and ends the JV golf coaches winning streak. So, brand new month, compete against the greats. Maybe you can become a great yourself the morning after at InsideSTL.com. And we'll also, I guess we'll go into the Papal Conclave today, Jackson, and vote for the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month.
Yeah,
I don't know who stands out to me as having a big July.
Yeah, there's always that, and then there's always who we got to make sure everyone who's eligible is signed up. But you'll get the Papal Conclave poll this afternoon.
Papal Conclave poll, Michael. Jackson finalizes, and then he sends it to us on a little
Survey Monkey.
Little Survey Monkey poll, and we submit. I mean, you don't understand, Joey. I mean, I know you're calling NHL games, but you don't understand the intricacy of what makes this broadcast work.
I was surprised that they didn't give him a button. I told them when I walked in, because I still need help getting let in. They don't give me a key here.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, what's that about?
I don't know. I feel like such a mutant.
What'd you do? How'd you get in?
I just called Jackson, and I'm thinking he just has one of these little, like you said, convenience store buttons.
Oh, you got a little switch that can let people in, like
a little silent alarm.
Nice.
No. Once you see that I'm cool, like we can let him in.
Yeah.
But no, he doesn't. He actually had to get up. And he's doing all this show prep, and he's got to let me in. I felt bad, but thank you for letting me in. But he does it all. Is what I'm trying to say.
That's right. Oh, he is. He's a Swiss Army knife. This guy.
It's all of 9 steps, so I got it. I appreciate you.
What do you do, Michael?
I've gotten lucky the last 2 days because both days when I've come up to the top of the stairs, Randy Character.
That's correct.
He's getting off the elevator.
Oh, really?
So yesterday he was like, well, who are you? And I was like, yeah, I'm just doing the show in the Blue Studio. And then today he was...
Studio. I like that.
It is blue. It's very blue. Navy blue. And then today he was like, oh, how's it going in there? Couldn't be nicer.
Yeah.
So he let me in both days. Normally I would do the same. I would text either Chairman Kurt or Jackson, but I didn't want to disturb them, especially when Randy was nice enough to... have the secret code.
Yeah, he's a gentleman. He has a morbid curiosity about what goes on in here.
Doesn't everyone?
What did you guys talk about today on TMA?
That's a pretty good impression, actually.
Because I always want to know what they talked about in there. I want to know what they're worked up about, because oftentimes they're talking about things that make sense to talk about. Mm-hmm. And then he asks, and I go, God, I don't remember. I think we talked about Iggy's threesome in 85. But I think that could have been in the second hour. I don't recall. You are welcome to participate in said program. It looks like they're happy in the YouTube chat today.
Really?
How wonderful is that?
Yeah, because I'm not on camera.
Let's see. No, you're lurking on camera, Iggy. You're like in Jackson's shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not the reason. Let's see. The doggy season ticket holder says this is a murderer's row. How about that?
Mm.
Also, shout out Tim and Jackson for the QFTA. They went the distance. For a second, I thought we had a telethon going on. We did. How long yesterday? Jackson's still shaking.
3 hours and 1 minute.
Unbelievable.
How do you do it, man?
I have a problem. So we did 3 hours of this, 1 hour balloon party, and then 3 hours for the podcast.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. That's
too much.
That's a little too much. 7 hours of broadcast excellence.
And are you guys both toast after that? You have to be toast.
I'm fine. I could keep going, but again, I think that speaks to me having some kind of issue. Jackson, I think at one point he said his Adderall wore off.
That's right. That's right about the last hour. It kind of tailed off, and I my brain was cooked.
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, so
I didn't have much left.
QFTA. What is it called? Oh,
it was called
The Hate Boner and American Saga.
The Hate Boner and American Saga.
That's
Once
right.
we went 3 hours, I figured we'd give some love to Kevin Costner and say this is an American Saga.
That's right. 3 hours of QFTA.
Well, unlucky for you, Jackson, you don't need to go home too much. You have a girlfriend,
right?
But you have a quietish house, I would imagine.
Very much so. Yes.
And you
No
can
children.
just go in a room like this, which I'm sure you have in your basement, and just
and cry.
You cry.
I did 7 hours with that insane Irish ass.
Because you walk in the door and Dad, let's go hit some balls.
Got to hit the ball. That's
you
exactly
got to
what we
ramp
did
it
last
back
night.
up.
That's what we did. We were out ball striking last night, Michael.
Where'd you go?
The home office in Sioux City, Iowa, in Glendale, Oakland, Missouri.
Sure.
And just with my son, I wasn't hitting. I'm like, I can't hit. I gotta take some time off and try and repair my intercostal or whatever the hell muscle that is.
Is it better?
It's fine. It doesn't hurt unless I'm like swinging down on the ball. Again, you're pro me picking it. I'm pro trying to learn to compress it. So anyway, my older son went out there, and then we went to Amigos.
Wonderful spot.
And then Michael apparently was just next door at Mike Duffy's. Where were you? I assume you were like at Billy G's.
I was actually on the Argonne side at Clementine's getting ice cream last night.
Yeah, it was a big night out, and Jackson said the Hill was a pony last night.
Hill was a pony. Downtown Webster was a pony.
What were you doing in downtown Webster?
I was picking up pie from O&O Pizza.
Do you have a problem with him calling it pie?
No.
Do you have a problem with it?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I'm okay with it.
Doug
Just because it's you.
Yeah, Doug
Pineapple. It's the person. It's not the word.
It's an Olivet guy. He has the street cred.
That's right.
Now, if you pick up a pineapple pie, then I have a problem.
I do like pineapple.
He does like pineapple on his pie,
but
Joey.
not last night.
No fruit on your pie, please.
Not last night, but it was hot and muggy last night. But people were out there enjoying the patio.
It was. I don't know what that was about, but I was glad to see it.
Yeah, it was. It was a beautiful night, but it was just hot.
Joey, you've got a basketball team in your house, right? So what happens when you walk in the door?
Yeah,
that's what. I mean, I am so
Full court
envious.
press.
When I leave shows, I mean, the afternoon games. Luckily, the night games, I'm home by 11:30. The house is quiet.
Yeah.
I suck my thumb in the corner. I'm like Ben Stiller. You ever watch that movie, Ben Stiller, where he gets married and he's like in the corner? What's that called?
Cucking.
Something like that.
Sucking your thumb and sitting on a Davenport.
That's me.
Being berated by your wife.
Not Meet the Parents.
Not Meet the Parents. You know,
Is that Along Comes Polly?
No, he goes to Cabo.
I'm telling you, I think that's Along Comes Polly.
No,
with the great Philip Seymour Hoffman.
No, it's not that. He meets this blonde girl, and she's really sweet.
Is that
and they get
not
married. It's
Along
like Heartbreak Kid.
Heartbreak Kid is
Heartbreak
correct.
Kid.
God, I would have
and
bet
it's
lost
this
on
sweet. It's this. You ever see this movie? It's a
that.
sweet girl.
It's one of those movies that when it pops up, I'll watch it
every time.
Yeah.
And then they get married, and then she turns into this like sex maniac.
Yeah.
And the first time they do it, and she's like saying all these crazy things in bed, and after like an hour, she's like, and he's like in the corner sucking his thumb. So that's me. But the afternoon games are tough because then I have to get home, 5 o'clock, Dad shows up, rip off the suit and tie. I'm like Superman. I come in, big hero. My wife is like, hair's all over the map. She just shoves me the whole basketball team. And you just got to ramp it up. It takes about 10 minutes of like really talking yourself up. But then after that, I lean on the kids' energy, and then all of a sudden you figure out just a way to do it. I mean, with your two little ones too, Tim, I'm sure the same thing. But
It's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the beast.
Your energy.
Well, we both
picks your
have a
energy up.
2-year-old.
Yes.
And that means they're going to be in the same class.
Yeah,
most
talk
likely.
about
Yeah, how about that?
Talk about S disturbers. Can we swear on this podcast?
No, unfortunately.
Okay, so S disturbers. They're going to
On
be
the
big
3-hour
S disturbers.
podcast, I think I said the F word probably 100 times.
Okay.
Jackson calls it. I go into Joe Pesci about it.
He does. He'll get frustrated with what he just said, and he'll start getting
I get frustrated with myself.
Yeah.
Self-loathing.
He'll preface something, and he's like, "Wait, am I prefacing this?" And he turns into Pesci. and I
You go
love
to
it.
school at age 2?
No, but I guess probably pre-K at 4. I would guess
Pre-K's at 4 in 2 years.
Yeah.
So we got. I don't know about your 2-year-old, but we got to get him used to getting his clothes to stay on. Right now.
He's stripping?
He's a stripper.
Really?
And we had 2 kids spend the night last night, which is a nightmare, by the way.
Your 2-year-old has friends spend the night?
No,
I was about
my
to say,
older
this guy's
one,
a social butterfly.
my older sister, his oldest sister, my young oldest daughter, and my second son had a sleepover, which seemed like a great idea about a couple weeks ago. You want to talk about like something that you plan, thinking, "Oh, this would be great." And the kids are hungover for 3 straight days
because they don't go to bed.
Yeah, it's like walking out of Tootsie's in Nashville. You're like, the next 4 days, just count me out. That's how kids are. So anyway, my 2-year-old's around last night, and he's butt naked all the time, which I didn't think was a big deal. And my other kids don't care. But then when you have other buddies over, and they're constantly looking at a 2-year-old with his hammer just flopping everywhere, which of course it is. You're welcome. It's very uncomfortable for them, which I didn't realize.
I would imagine. Imagine that's alarming.
Kind of made sense.
So he likes to run around naked. That's his move.
That's his move, man.
Is that right?
It was my move in college.
That was your move as well at Northeastern.
No, it was not my move.
I just imagine with 5 kids and then 2 others sleeping over. It's if the house doesn't catch on fire tonight, then it's a victory.
You're absolutely right. My mom said that too because I was one of 6. We were talking Italians, Michael and I, before we hopped on here. I mean, we were talking about the Sandstorms. I think they had 6 siblings.
Man, there's so many different families.
There's
so many different numbers.
Yeah.
I know there's one family that has 10. I know
10.
there's another that's 7 and another that's 8. So
Wow.
Is that right?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine on the exact number.
And Vitali's were the same way. We're at 6, 7, 8, and 5 and 4, and all of our ancestors were always. I remember as a kid, like, you know what? You go in there at night. There's 5, 6, 7, whatever it is, breathing children. It's a win. It's a win. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be a way better dad than that. I'm a terrible father. Like, I am like, if there are kids breathing, I'm like, honey, we did it. We did it. We accomplished what we needed to accomplish today. Now let's get some sleep, get some shut-eye, wake up tomorrow, make some pancakes, do it all over again. I mean, that's just how it is. So it's a lot, but...
And yet you get up at 4 or 4:30 every day?
Well, yeah, Kurt was telling me he gets up at 2:30.
I know. I saw you guys in the break room talking about he gets up at 2:30 to work out. Joey gets up at 4 or 4:30 to make lasagna. Very stereotypical, but that's what he said he does.
Sorry.
I'm not busting out stereotypes here, but that's what last time you were in here, you said, yeah, I was up at 4 making lasagna.
It turned out great.
It turned out nicely.
Turned out
Michael.
great.
You should drop by, have some. Were you up at 4 today?
I was up at 4. Not making lasagna, although I am doing meatballs and sausage and peppers on Sunday. Chris Finney.
It's like a.
He's connected.
Rigatoni classic.
We're doing that on Sunday. So I got to go to the Hill today. That's my escape. Your Hill area.
That's Jackson's turf.
That's right. Yep. Jewish guy on the hill.
Yeah, Jewish guy on the hill is what it's called.
I run it.
There's a lot of different people on the Hill now.
For sure. They just put up new apartment buildings like 3 years ago, and so it's a lot more younger people down there, and it's great. Brad Groupin's down there.
That used to be that you couldn't even live on the hill. I mean, the houses were passed down to generation to generation.
That's still very much the case, but those new apartments that they put up, it's like a big complex, like a big couple buildings right by Regazzi's and Brown and Crouppen. Like Shaw and Kings Highway area, and it's gotten a decent amount younger, and then there's more people moving in. It's great. I love that area.
Yeah, right by Digigorio's.
Yeah.
You ever go in there, Digigorio's?
Oh, yeah, we did a live show from there a couple times.
Did you?
We did.
What a wonderful...
I'm telling you.
If you're ever
Really
having
cool.
a bad day, like I just need to feel better, I go to Digigorio's. I spend like 30 minutes talking to all the people, getting different meats, and just... I don't know. I leave feeling better.
I love going to DiGregorio.
Yeah.
Tony from DiGregorio. She would always be doing spots on
that whole area.
on TMA. Get involved on the program. The people are involved. Wonderful to see. 314-881-TMA5. Call in. Callier and Thompson phone lines. 636-9004-TMA and email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today. Coming your way at 9:45. In the Schaefer Door Company, 9 o'clock hour. Schaefer Door is online at SCHAEFER door.com. Sponsor of our 9 o'clock hour. If your garage door spring breaks, you just have to go to SchaeferDoor.com. They also handle commercial installs as well, and of course, residential. The number you can call or text is 636-782-3608. That's going to get you the quickest response time, and they set that number up for TMA listeners, 636-782-3608. They service commercial doors as well, so if you run a business or warehouse with big, tall doors, Schaefer is experienced in these types of jobs. Doug Vaughn, vacationing today. And tomorrow, he had his garage door spring break a couple weeks ago. Schaefer came over, fixed it, and that was that. Go to SchaeferDoor.com or call or text 636-782-3608. Schaefer Door is a Clopay Master Authorized dealer. It's Schaefer Door Company. 9 o'clock hour sponsor, Munganess. 7 o'clock hour sponsor online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. Also, the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown sponsor. Munganess is where our cars have been ever since the hailstorm a couple months ago. I guess we brought them in there a few weeks ago. My wife's car is finally taken care of, Michael. Hail damage galore from a storm in, I think it was Memorial Day weekend. It was brutal.
Must have been out of town during this.
Were you around for that?
It was nasty.
Oh, my God.
It was.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
A lot of people's cars
My
completely
car, my
totaled.
wife's car, one of my parents' car, one of her parents' car, we were all at the same spot. And, some cars were totaled. You're exactly right.
You didn't have it out of the carport?
We did not get out of the carport. Carport just didn't protect it.
Do you have a carport?
It's been a running joke on the program for a decade, but I do think there are members of the audience who actually think I have a carport. So we just play along with it.
Depends on what part of town you live in.
You never know. You never know.
Still some around.
There are some. There are some
on the
in the
hill.
neighborhood.
There might be.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of any carports on. A lot of the garages are in like those back alleys, like the back alleys at South City.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I'm not saying. I'm just saying
that's what I grew up with. That's what my parents have right now. It seems like you're kind of taking a shot. Like I'm one of the poors.
Picking on the hill there, Jackson?
Yeah, or just South City as a whole. Now you're going after the mix, too, huh?
I was just saying that's where the garages are. They're in those little back alleys. I like those back alleys. A couple kids have basketball hoops up in there.
Of course we did. Where else are we going to play? We didn't have access to Ladue.
Where did I play?
Ladue.
I grinded on the pavement. That's where I got my jump shot right. It was on the pavement, double rims. So I would have loved to ball in those
we had a back alley when I lived before I moved to Brentwood. We lived on Utah
State Streets
down by Shaw's Gardens. That's where I used to pop Grossmother.
Excuse me. Pop Grossmother. What was that?
I forgot you guys aren't part of the show all the time. There was
I mean, that might have been one of those passive aggressive things.
No, I mean it's we've talked about it on the show, but I forget you guys aren't listening all the time. It's just some German grandmother I used to shoot with a BB gun on the alley.
Oh, I see. I thought you might have been hitting it.
I forgot to give you the TMA lore pamphlet to explain all these things.
So you can flip through it. Okay, who's Grossmother? German grandmother. Iggy shot with a BB gun in the 70s. Caller Ellen is on the line. Nice. She wants to talk it over. These Collier and Thompson phone lines always filled with female listeners. Michael, as you know, this is a heavily female demographic audience. Good morning, Caller Ellen.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. So, Joey Vitale, a very funny thing happened to me, and here comes the humble brag and all the angry texts. But when I was in Rome last spring, I had a guide named Francesca Serini.
Oh, the best.
What do we got going on here?
Go on.
Thank you. You remember.
Did she take you around Rome? Did she take you around Rome?
She took me everywhere. She has like shortcuts through the Vaticans, and all the guys wave her through. It's unbelievable.
Oh, how was your trip?
It was great, but the thing that was so funny is we're sort of wrapping up the tour, and I'm getting dropped off at my hotel. And so she, of course, is like, now, where are you from? And, of course, I'm having to explain and practically pull out a picture of the map of the United States of America and show her where St. Louis is. And she goes, wait, St. Louis, hockey. And I said, yeah, hockey, St. Louis Blues. And she goes, Joey Vitale.
Wow. Well, that is literally a small world because they're on the other side of the world.
International star.
I know. It's unbelievable. And I mean, so that was just my little, 2 degrees of separation from you.
So I got her. Is it Karen? Ellen.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Ellen, yeah.
I'm Joe.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So I got her from. It was actually Ray Borelli, who is the strength trainer or the equipment, medical. He's on the medical staff for the Blues. And when we were talking about it during the Cup run in 2019, he said, you have to find this lady named Francesca. So I reached out to her, and I'm telling you, whatever she costs, I don't really remember. She has a personal driver. Whatever we paid for her, I don't know how you feel the same way, but I should have paid triple or quadruple. Every person I send her to, and I send everyone to her now, she will make your trip 10 times better. And she's connected. She got us a mosaic. She got us all the best restaurants. You mentioned the shortcuts. So yeah, if you need help in Rome or anywhere in Italy for that matter, Chris Kerber used her last summer. Absolutely.
And what's her name again? Francesca?
Francesca. She is the gem.
Francesca Serini, Saurini.
What
and
a
on
small
the side,
world.
she rides like motorcycles, like competitively.
She's a machine.
They say he's even
you follow her
popular
on
in
Instagram, Joey?
What's that?
You should follow her on Instagram. It's unbelievable how, she sort of takes her life into her hands to do all these like motorcycle things.
Hey, whenever we can talk about Italy on this podcast, I'm all in.
We can be all Italy all the time.
Well, I don't want to hog the phone line, or I'm sure everybody's pissed off enough us talking about Rome, but
no, just about 12 texts.
It was just the funniest part of my trip was getting out of the car, and one of her last words to me were Joey Vitale.
That's a standard last words.
That's
for
right.
Is that the right?
A lot of women coming out of cars.
Is that the way that it goes?
That's typically
like
how it happens.
Apollonia.
Ellen, did you see the Coliseum?
Yes. Well, again, as Joey probably knows, Francesca has shortcuts in the Coliseum.
She knows her way around the Coliseum.
Coliseum that other people weren't going into.
Wow.
She's a shortcutter, my friend.
That's my dream trip.
Coliseum. I thought it was to touch Rory Gallagher's guitar.
Well, it's a bucket list thing. My dream trip would be... I'll never get to touch it because they're selling it.
You need to do it, Iggy. It's really great. And yeah, Francesca, I think she costs a fortune, but boy, she's worth every penny.
How about this?
I agree.
Thanks for calling, Ellen. Good knowledge. Any other thoughts of the day?
Jump on with Joey because that was really one of the funnier things that happened is being in Rome. And, somebody says to me out of nowhere, Joey Vitale.
It's so good to talk to you. It's nice to meet you, too.
Yes. Fellas.
See ya.
I didn't hear the last word she said. What she said?
She pickled us.
You hung up on her.
Well.
Let's see. Ellen, go ahead and roam into oncoming traffic.
That's harsh.
Welcome to the show. Ellen is definitely
How did they
Karen.
spell Rome?
R-O-M-E. It was double entendre. Ellen is definitely a Karen. How do you say back to the kitchen and make me a meatball sandwich in Italian? That's from I shaved my balls for this, Shara. Ellen, there is a rabbit in your garden. Go get it. That's from Buzz. Glad Ellen can entertain herself by calling in. That's from former fan page moderator Neil Allen Craig Paquette. Ours is the type of program that if you call in, you are personally attacked by dozens of listeners. It's just kind of the way that it works.
I think Ellen should come on every Thursday.
Oh, you're going to lose some support.
I enjoy talking.
You're going to be jumping with joy.
I enjoyed talking to her.
The fact that Joey called Ellen Karen is so apropos. That's what
her name was Karen.
Yeah, Freudian slip.
Good morning. Shane Lowry did not play in the 2018 Ryder Cup, as Ken stated on the show yesterday. That's from Tervis Parish. Sometimes the audience goes back and fact checks the show. Iggy, would you like to apologize for your statement regarding Shane Lowry in the 2018 Ryder Cup?
Well, I saw Rory in his press conference, and they asked him, do you think the rough will be the same as it was when it was here with the Ryder Cup? And Shane Lowry said, I don't think it's going to be as high, so I don't know why he would comment if he didn't play.
There you go.
And Rory had a great comment. He said, I don't know, ask the Americans. I wasn't in the rough very much.
Oh, damn, Gina.
It's not really an answer to the question, but, I mean... are you going to apologize or not?
Well, why would he comment on what the rough was like in the Ryder Cup if he wasn't there?
Well, I would imagine we could find out whether or not he was on the 2018 European Ryder Cup team. So I can't remember. I'm going to attempt to look it up. So, Iggy, you think he was?
I'm just going by what he did. He was asked the question about the playing there, so if he didn't play, he would have said, I didn't play there. I can't answer that question.
Well, it's a regular tour event over there, so he could have played in just a regular tour event. But I'm not. I can't recall if he was or not. I know they buried the Americans in that one.
Yeah, there was nothing.
I got bad news.
Oh no,
not on the team.
Oh boy.
Well, he's played at that course though, so.
Of course.
I just figured it'd be the Ryder Cup if he played there, but I know he played there.
Do you want to apologize to Tervis Parish?
No, I'm not going to apologize.
Absolutely not.
Let's get down to some business, Hill.
I mean, it's everything I say. Just go look everything up.
I got a question about Ellen's call, though. What kind of motorcycles did that Francesca... Was it like a dirt bike?
I got it actually on Vespa.
Is it a Vespa?
I think Iggy has a dream of driving a Vespa around Olive here in Creve Coeur.
Well, you don't drive Vespas like at a racetrack. It'd probably be motocross.
I thought she said she was motoring through like the Italian cities.
I know she was doing that.
I think she said, but then her off time she does competitive.
Yeah, she did say that too.
Okay, fair. All right, I didn't hear that.
I need to look this up.
I was looking for
she hot?
TV drops.
She's cute.
Is she?
She's a cutie.
I may go
and
to
she speaks
Italy
Italian.
just for that.
And she filled my belly. She found all the best spots. I don't eat much these days.
She got any leaks?
Was that an OnlyFans leaks reference?
OnlyFans, Reddit, things can leak in a lot of places.
Any place pictures can be.
I'm still new to the show. I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah, it's Chairman Kurt.
Kurt's over here.
He's been up for 5 hours,
God, Mike.
God, that's unbelievable. So at 2:30 you go and work out, Chairman. That's the deal.
Yeah, I was.
But then what do you do in between, then and getting in here?
I'm usually there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Go home, get cleaned up. I need to be on the road by about 5:30 to get here by 6.
When do you sleep?
Usually from about 9:30 to 2:30, and then maybe a little cat nap during the day.
And so you're not a showerer at the gym?
No, I come home and shower.
You come home and shower.
Yeah, home field advantage.
Okay.
Dude, we get it. You work out, guy.
Yeah.
Right, Jeff Ablin.
Just part of my routine. I lost a lot of weight a couple years ago, so I'm a little bit anal about it.
How much did you lose?
Probably about 60 pounds.
Oh.
Yeah.
KG.
I was never a fan of that word anal.
Yeah, I hesitated to use that, but
it's been used on this program.
And what is your reasoning? I feel obligated to ask on behalf of the audience.
Okay. When someone says the word anal to me, like I'm really anal about how I keep my room. If it's like a woman, I'm like, tell me you don't think about what you know what I'm thinking about. Like, why would you put my mind there?
You're on the right program.
Yeah, I was
that makes sense.
That's the right answer.
Like I'm anal about how I fit my socks. Don't tell me anal. Why would you say that word? Now I can't think about your socks anymore. Now we've gone from socks to something else.
I think sometimes anal and OCD are put in the same bucket.
Use OCD.
I agree.
Jackson, you had a big thesaurus day yesterday. What could I have used there instead?
Man.
Jackson's not going to be able to put back-to-back rounds together, it looks like.
I don't know. Very...
Yes.
I'm struggling too.
What does it mean when you put retentive after an anal retentive?
Joey, is that still problematic for you?
It's still a problem.
Yeah. Because anal has been highlighted.
Anal's I've heard nothing else. That's the only word that... It's the same way with... And again, I'm talking to a female that I know who's a friend. Well, I went home and I showered. I'm like, why are you telling me you showered?
Ooh, how about
now all I can think about is you in the shower.
Meticulous.
Don't just say you went home and got cleaned up,
you.
or just say I just went home. Where does I showered fit in this conversation?
Leave the shower out of it.
So it's in the context of when they use it.
Yeah.
Because if she just said, I want to have anal, that's okay?
No, that's wrong too. I think the word, just everything across the board.
So the word is, you'd like the word banned.
Yeah.
The word, Joey would like the word banned. Now the texters will be sending it in probably 500 times between now and 10 o'clock.
Go to Sbarro and have anal.
Right, there I am talking about it in a food court.
Play that one again?
Yeah, take a listen.
Go to Sbarro and have anal.
Right. Yeah, I would hang out at Sbarro, try to have anal. I think that was at Crestwood, if memory serves.
Crestwood Mall?
Yeah, Crestwood Mall. That was my spot.
That's where we bought all our pets growing up.
That's right. Oh, you
Pet
did?
store.
Past Pets? That's where the Vitalities would go? Past Pets?
My dad would kill time.
Weren't those like the hillbillies of pets? They were all
the
inbred.
worst.
Right.
They were
like, oh, we got another inbreed. Let's bring it to Crestwood Mall.
Every
Past Pets.
every 3 months we bought one, got rid of it.
Yeah.
My dad took it to a wonderful farm.
Yeah.
Luckily, there was a farm out in, I believe it was somewhere in Springfield. My dad would take them, and there was this wonderful family, and they took in all the pets that we didn't
I bet
want.
they took them in. Your dad was pulling out a pistol and wrapping that thing up.
No, it was this wonderful farm.
Sure it was.
And a wonderful family with 12 kids, and it was wonderful for all of them. So it worked out well.
That's where my parents bought my Basset Hound one Christmas.
How was that? Was it a good dog?
It was, but I took a job in Bermuda and I had to get rid of it.
What was the dog's name?
Stroder.
I like those Basset Hounds. They're cute dogs.
Named it after my family. I put an ER in there, kind of like a hockey thing. Stroder.
I think that was understood. I'm so anal about my shower routine. That's from a hot Ledoux yoga instructor. Yep. Another female.
Just a matter of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here it comes.
Let's see. Would you prefer a female go, Joey? Would you like to do butt stuff? Thanks. That's from Scuba Steve. It's interesting. That's a nice way of phrasing it.
Yeah, you couldn't use it the other way, though. I'm so butt stuff about my room being clean.
You can't use that.
Nice. It doesn't work the other way.
Doesn't work.
It's a fine observation. Hey, Joey, is your dad Sam or Joe? I did a lot of work for VJ. That's from the 314.
My dad was Sam.
Is that right?
My dad was Sam. Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe.
Very different people.
Is that right? How are they?
My dad was stoic, quiet, detail-oriented, and Joe was crazy.
Oh, yeah?
In the aggressive, awesome business way you need. And they balance each other out well. And my Uncle Charlie, the three brothers owned the business, they were all so incredibly different. And that's why it ended up working.
That's how great businesses work. You need the different personalities and the balance.
That's how this show is working right now.
Is that how it's working right now?
Everyone's got their, yeah, exactly.
Everybody's got their role in here today. Michael, you like that?
I'm really enjoying this, actually.
Yeah, it's a nice line. I was intrigued. I feel so badly. I said that you weren't in here yesterday, and Michael wasn't here for Tuesday's program, but I feel so badly for me being ill on Tuesday, right? And what happened to you and Iggy and Jackson and Chairman Kurt and Maddie. because you had never met Iggy, right?
Never met Iggy. Never met Maddie.
Yes.
Never met Ed. Never met.
Never
met Brody.
Brody, his son. Jackson's running point while running the board, tracking live reads. I mean, it was just.
But you know what? I mean, to me, I felt great. Like, that doesn't bother me. I even texted Jackson after the show. I'm like, dude, that's a lot. I go, what you had, man?
I know. I mean, that was a spot. Jackson looks like we're talking about going back to Vietnam.
I mean, it was for sure unique at the beginning. Got to kind of find your feet a little bit. But once we got there, I really liked. It was obviously trade deadline day, and when Ed came in, we talked about obviously the Cardinal trade, but Joey was really great talking about like what the trade deadline is like from an athlete's perspective, and obviously playing hockey is different than baseball, but trade deadline is the trade deadline. It's a very similar thing. So I really enjoyed Joey's perspective on that from an inside the locker room perspective, and I enjoyed that a lot.
Well, and Iggy said it too when he came back in, but I mean, Ed, the knowledge he has.
Yeah, oh my God.
I told him when he left, I said, I know you got a lot going on with, you're a lawyer and you got the 3 lawyers eating sandwiches. You got to do an hour baseball podcast once a week and just break down baseball.
I agree.
I wanted to, there's audio, you sent this over, Michael, 3:55 in the morning, by the way.
Well, I'm still on Scottish time.
Oh, are you jet lagging?
A little bit.
Are you?
I'm getting there. But I thought this was interesting to our conversation yesterday.
I couldn't agree more, and I like to tie it back into your experience as somebody actually played professional sports. Is this Wainwright talking about what Pham did? It's so good. I guess Wellington texted it to us, Jackson, but it's not in the audio clips. At least unless you can just pull it out of one.
I have it right here.
Okay, I was really surprised to hear this, but I guess it just kind of shows with Tommy Pham. And Tommy Pham had 3 more hits yesterday. He, of course, had the Grand Slam 2 nights ago and is just raking. He also has a personality that is unique in the sense that he is intense as hell.
I love him.
And here is what Adam Wainwright said yesterday. This was on the opening drive.
Yeah.
About what Pham did, I guess, while Wainwright was still playing and in his first stint with the Cardinals. Take a listen to this, and then I'm curious if this could happen in an NHL room, especially like, say, if you have a Sidney Crosby sitting in there. All right, Jackson, here you go.
And Tommy Pham, at the end of the game at Citi Field, he stands up in front of everybody. Everybody's kind of sitting on their stool in front of their locker, sulking, trying to figure out what in the world's happening. Tommy Pham goes around the room pointing at people with 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months in the big leagues, pointing at you. You don't work hard enough. You show up too late. You play too many video games. You aren't playing hard enough on the field. You got all this talent. I mean, I'm talking about pointing at people. A couple of young guys look up at me like, are you going to stop this guy? And I look over at Yachty, and I thought, you know what? He's right. And I look over at Yachty, and everything that he was saying about every single person was right. And now it may not have came from the vessel that we thought it was, or maybe even should have came from. But I looked over at Yachty. I shrugged. Yachty looked at me and shrugged. And I looked back at the 2 young guys that were looking at me like begging me to say something. And I went, he's right. And everybody kind of like with their eyes wide open, like looked over at him. And he went, I'm telling you, he went 25 for 25 around the room, talking about things that everybody could do better. And every time he brought it back to himself too, and he would say, you don't blah 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 like I do when I get here early, and a lot of times people, that'll make you roll your eyes, but he was backing that up. Listen, this dude is a winner. And that's just the plain and simple of it. He's a winner, and he is going to do what it takes to get himself ready to play. And if you don't play to that standard, he's going to let you know about it. And guys that really know how to win, we love it. And the guys that can't take it, that are soft, they need to go on and get that, because the Tommy Pham ain't going to put up with it. And I love that about him.
How about that?
Yeah, I love that.
Adam Wainwright is just, when he wants to go, he can tell some incredible stories and contextualize it. So I think I was saying either on this show or Balloon Party yesterday, I'm like, if Tommy Pham stands up and starts yelling with Paul Goldschmidt or Nolan Arenado in that clubhouse, they're just going to be like, okay, thanks. But then it turns out, here's Adam Wainwright telling a story of how he stands up, and he's in there, Yadier Molina's in there, and Tommy Pham's going off on everybody, and they're just like, yeah, he's right. So that was an incredible soundbite. I'm glad you reminded us of it, Michael. When you hear that, had you ever seen somebody like take your pick of whenever stand up who wasn't necessarily, like, Pham's a great ball player, but he's not at the Molina Wainwright caste system level?
Well, first of all, I mean, I think that takes a lot of guts to do what he did. I mean, and it could go the other way in a hurry. And the fact that I think the team responded well, I mean, clearly since he's been here in St. Louis, it's only been, 3-4 days now?
He got traded 3 days ago, 2 games so far. Wainwright's telling a story of, I guess, 2015-ish, I would imagine that was probably.
And to me, more than casual fan of baseball and Cardinals, but he's reignited the city, he's reignited the Cardinals right now. I mean, the way he's hitting, the way he's stopping on second and getting the crowd going. I mean, to me, it's been a great trade so far. Now, that's not going to be sustainable. I mean, at some point, it's going to drop off a little bit, but up to this point, it's been terrific. Now, going back to this story, it takes a lot of guts, and I promise you that right after that meeting was over, all those veterans were probably texting him, Tommy, dude, wait, that needed to be said. Mm-hmm. But they just weren't going to be the ones to say it. And I think you need someone to say that. Clearly, Tommy Pham is a kid playing a kid's game at a king's ransom, which I think when you get to that level, and I remember feeling it, you all of a sudden made it, and now you're making all this money, and you kind of lose that kid competitive edge. It's very easy to lose it, especially with these long-term deals, these long contracts. You kind of sit around. I mean, I was talking to James Neal about this. He just signed a 6-year deal when he was with Penguins, and he already won this, he already won that, he's already been a 40-goal scorer. I remember him sitting there like, what else is there? I got 6 more years of this. And it's hard. It's very hard for a person to
keep the fire?
To keep the fire. Now, rare people keep the fire. I was talking to Sid last year, Sidney Crosby, my former teammate, and I asked him, I said, listen, you're a 3-time Stanley Cup champion, and this was on a podcast we did, but you're a 3-time Stanley Cup champion, you're an Olympic gold medalist, you won a World Juniors, you have the hearts, you have the MVPs, but he was having like one of the best years of his career last year. And I said, how do you keep going with this whole mindset? And he kind of shrugged it off, and I'll never forget his whole image, but he's like, Joe, like, yeah, I've won all that, but at the end of the day, I just want to win more. Yeah. I just want to. And it was a pretty simple answer, but in his heart, he's like, I want more. But I just want to win more.
That's usually, if you think about whether it be Crosby in that answer, you think about Jordan, you think about Tiger, and I think Albert Pujols actually, that for whatever, like Albert Pujols had a reputation amongst the media. I don't think it was talked about publicly when he was in his first stint with the Cardinals as being, quote, difficult to deal with. Not that he was difficult to deal with so much as he just didn't want to do interviews, and I don't blame anybody for that. But it wasn't like he was sitting there in the back, like the hideout room is what we would call it, playing Golden Tee. He was actually in the cage where he was watching video. And so he was just consumed with winning. Mm-hmm. And in a way, as I've talked about, sometimes on this show, sometimes on the podcast, I think life would be a little more pleasant if you did not have that trait. Mm-hmm. But the byproduct of that insatiable ambition is greatness. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, when you're never satisfied, then that leads you to continue to compete until you just can't do it anymore. And even though Tommy Pham would never be considered one of the greats, he's consumed with winning and greatness. And so Wainwright's story helps tell one of the traits that he's bringing to the table.
When you talk about Albert, I think, yes, ultimate winner, wants to win, but he was so into his craft, going to watch video. Have you ever seen Albert talk to anybody about hitting? Like whether it's a younger guy or somebody, one of his contemporaries? It's incredible the detail he gets into. Joey, I'd love to know, in your dressing rooms, were there guys that stuck out in your mind that were more vocal like Pham that would get you going or get the whole dressing room going? Are there guys that, you love to play with like that, guys that you played with in 2 different places? I mean,
absolutely.
Who were guys like that that did that?
The year we went to the conference final and lost to the Bruins, we had Matt Cook and Brooks Orpik. Brooks was on the defensive side, Matt Cook was on the offensive side. Matt Cook would pull me aside all the time. Again, that was my second, third year. I'm established. Morning skates, an optional morning skate, which basically means, hey, if you want to get out there, loosen up, go for it. If you want rest, take some rest, and And again, it's a seniority thing where if you've been in the league 10 years, do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a rookie, you're out there every time. And I was in, again, third, fourth year, and I'm going to take an optional skate middle of January. Matt Cook comes in. He says, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm just going to go hop on a bike." He goes, "You're going to be on the ice in 10 minutes?" I said, "No, I was just going to hop on the bike and loosen up. It's an optional." He goes, "I think you should be on the ice in 10 minutes." And he walked away. I was on the ice in 8 minutes. I was on the ice in 8 minutes. But that's the Tommy Pham effect. You need the room to hold each other accountable. The coach cannot do it all. That 2019 Blues team, Steen, O'Reilly, Bouwmeester, Petro, those guys, they ran the ship. You know, Chief even said it. He said, "Listen, this is their group. I'm here to organize, pump them up a little bit, make sure we're accountable a little bit," but they hold each other accountable. So that the team has to do it. You need players like Tommy. You really do. You have to have it. Brooks Orpik was another one. Evgeny Malkin, another future Hall of Famer. You know, to me, most Russians, the shtick with Russians is they're typically very selfish to themselves. They don't understand the language. Yeah, they don't understand the language. I think that they get a bad rap because they don't socialize very much, but they're kind of to themselves. And, you know, Evgeny was obviously, he was like a Mario Lemieux. He was a natural. Sid would show up. He'd be there an hour before everyone else. He would leave an hour after everyone was gone. We lose in the conference final. We would come to pack up our stuff for media day. He's on the ice to hear the glass smacking. He's practicing shooting 2 days after we just had a rigorous season. That's it. Gino would show up 10 minutes before practice in his blue jeans, get undressed, hop on his equipment, go out there, and literally just dance through everybody. I mean, that was him. He was just a natural. But he was typically a little selfish. He made some selfish plays. He didn't make team plays. He would turn the puck over wrong times. He wouldn't back check very hard, right? That was kind of his thing. And our coach wouldn't say anything. It was Dan Bosma at the time. And he wouldn't really say anything because he was kind of a newer coach. And we're all on the bench, which I would imagine Tommy Pham felt in that meeting. We're all on the bench thinking, God, chip it in, Gino. It's a minute to go in the game. We're up by 1. Why are you, And our coaches wouldn't say anything. And I'll never forget Brooks Orpik. At the end of the bench, one game, we were in Montreal, and he stood up when it was kind of a quiet TV timeout, and he just said, "Gino!" And he screamed. Everyone's like, "Oh, my God." He goes, "Chip the bucket!" And we're all like, and Gino said something back in Russian. He goes, "No, cuss me all you want in Russian. I don't care. Chip it in. You're killing us back here." And he was yelling about, because the defenseman need to get off the ice. And we're all like, whoa. And our coach was like, whoa. But that was...
Was he a veteran at the time?
Big-time veteran, yeah. He was our assistant captain. Both of them were. Gino was around a long time. Brooks Orpik was around a long time. So they all had this...
What if you would have said something, though? Say you'd been on the... Now, if you listen to Wayne... And you have to have the right clubhouse for this to work.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't
Tommy
think
Pham,
it would have the effect.
If he said he'd been up for a couple months, I mean, I don't think he was called up from Memphis to like June. So this guy's... They're in the middle of a pennant race, and this guy's been up for 2 months, and he just got to the team, and he's yelling at people. If you got the wrong clubhouse, they're probably smacking the guy. Shut the hell up, rookie. How long you been here?
Do we know when that story was from?
That's a good question.
I mean, Pham's time in St. Louis started in 14, but he only played 6 games. He was on the 15 team, had a home run in the NLDS against the Cubs. 16, 17, was traded in 18 to the Rays. So, once you've got a few years in the league... you could say that, and of course, Wainwright and Molina were there the whole time. I don't know. Do you know when it's...
Didn't he say that he'd only been up for a couple months?
So
is that right?
He'd only been on the team for a couple, 2-3 months?
The tweet says, after loss in New York almost 10 years ago, so I would think 15.
Okay, so, oh my God. So, 15.
Yeah. That's gutsy.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's gutsy. It is. It's gutsy.
Yeah.
But it could also really work.
Yeah.
And if you back it up, to Iggy's point, you back it up with good play, then it's like, okay.
And that he was getting there, and doing the work and performing. That's what Wainwright said. He goes, it would be hollow if he wouldn't have said,
Or maybe he heard murmurs from some of the veterans. Maybe Wainwright and Yachty were talking about this, like, so-and-so, he's playing video games all day. Maybe they heard this and
that was a shot at Brett Cecil, by the way, I believe. If I Brett Cecil video game. I was trying to, figure out who he was talking about. I think Brett Cecil was a part of that team. Maybe he wasn't. I guess he was there later on. Either way, I mean... listen, I don't know, and it's, again, as you said, Joey, it's small sample size, but, Goldschmidt yesterday, 2 hits. Arenado, 2 hits. The team winning 10-1. There's Pham with 3 hits. The Cardinals, historically, we talked a little bit about this yesterday, have had veteran infusions at the trade deadline from guys who are kind of on their way toward the end of their careers. Pham's 36. The likelihood of him playing 3 or 4 years from now, pretty low. And that credibility carries with it some fire. And whether it be Will Clark, Cesar Cedeno, as Michael called, and Dan Driesen, as we were talking about yesterday, perhaps this could be something along with the guy we're going to get a chance to see start for the first time as a Cardinal tomorrow, Eric Fetty. Cardinals in Chicago for 4, and that starts today as Sonny Gray will get the ball for the Cardinals. And then tomorrow, Eric Fetty goes back to Chicago. He'll be on the north side for a day game. Anybody going to Chicago for the festivities this weekend?
I'll be in Chicago next weekend, not this weekend.
What do you got going on next weekend?
Wedding.
Oh, is that right? Who's getting married, Oatmeal?
One of my best friend's sisters, I've known for 20 years. So it'll be fun.
You excited about it?
Yeah, it's an Indian wedding. So it's
those are supposed to be wild.
Yeah, Native American, thanks.
From India. And there's like the night before you have to wear like traditional Indian clothes.
The rehearsal dinner?
It's not, I don't know what they
You going to be doing this?
Oh, yeah. I have.
Wow,
I'll show
look
you a
at
picture.
this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This will be on the Instagram page in a moment.
I look very handsome.
I bet.
You're at that age where weddings are plentiful, right? It's just brutal on the
Just getting
pocketbook.
started.
Oh,
Getting started.
Yeah, you are just getting started. You're on the top of the first, brother.
I got one. So this one is more of like a family kind of thing.
Sweet guy. This is a 26-year-old man right here.
Oh, the next like 5 years you're
Yeah,
dead.
well, I know. Don't I know it? I got like 3 on the books as of now.
Is that right? Sweet Kai?
Not Sweet Kai. He'll be coming eventually, though.
Oh, is that right? He's getting married to this. Oh, wow. That does. Can we get that on Balloon? Is there a Balloon Party fan page?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy,
gracious.
Yeah. Alarming. Are you taking your lady friend?
No, I didn't get a +1 to this.
You seem a little pissed about that, I noticed.
No.
Your voice dropped. Your voice dropped.
It's so,
yeah, you picked up the ring, too.
I get something.
What kind of wedding is this if you don't get a +1?
Thank you, Iggy.
What's that?
What kind of wedding is this? You don't get a +1.
I'm just happy to be. I'm just happy to be invited. You know,
Don't give me that.
What?
Just happy to be here. You should be able to take a date.
Oh my God, that would if someone invites you to their wedding, you're like, hey, how come I didn't get a +1? Who's got that? I feel like that's out of bounds.
I feel like +1s are more out of bounds than. I feel like they're more rare. No. Sorry, solos are more rare. I think that the standard is you bring someone.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I agree. I think it's a little out of line. A little bit.
I didn't get a +1 to my wedding. The wedding coming up in September either.
Are you close to this person? This
very
Indian?
close. I mean, but like my parents are going too.
Did they not like your girlfriend? What's the problem?
No.
Your parents got invited, but you don't get a +1.
It's like my best friend's sister. You know, it's not like I was just happy to be invited.
I would say you're not getting a present then.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting.
Do you really want to go?
Absolutely.
Oh, all right.
Is this because you live on the hill but you're Jewish?
Yeah, that's I think what it was. For the Indian wedding, we don't want the Jewish guy from the hill. God
Too
almighty,
much
there's so much
crossover.
like gangs in New York here. I didn't even know this was going on.
One's enough. He may bring another one.
Yeah.
I will
There is
gape
no another one.
Sweet Kai at his wedding. That's from one of our sponsors, the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves. Michael, you know the recovering alcoholic. He dresses like P. Reed.
All too well.
And he is sideways with Jackson's buddy, Sweet Kai.
They're sideways?
Yeah, he wants to gape him.
Oh.
I actually think they would be great friends.
Is that right?
Do you think you were a diversity invite?
No, I do not.
A box was checked
I
for
couldn't
that?
be whiter.
Are you at the kids' table?
Well, that's my point. It's an Indian wedding. You're the white guy, the Jewish white guy from the hill. So
well, the bride is also white. So.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Caucasian.
Thank you, Michael.
Right.
Thank you. So, are you missing a balloon party next week in the TMA?
Friday.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Friday next week.
How about
I'm off.
that?
Yeah, I'm off
Good
Friday.
for you.
Yeah.
I've got the vacation spreadsheet because they're all over me on 101 that I
We looked at this yesterday.
We did,
I
isn't it
believe,
great? Yeah, Joey, there's an actual spreadsheet to track. And Jackson, I think, has only taken like 2 vacation days.
I can see that.
Let me take a look at the spreadsheet.
3, because I was out, maybe 2.
I only got 2.
Yeah,
according to the
Scottsdale. Yeah,
spreadsheet.
Scottsdale for one day, and then the
Take a look at
guest.
it. It's color-coded, Joey.
So green is...
Green's vacation.
Wow, there's not a lot of green there.
Not a lot of green in August, but I guess I got to put green next to Jackson for August 9th.
Okay.
August 9th.
A lot of green next to Doug.
Yeah, Iggy's not happy with Doug's vacation. And Doug's like, I'm about ready to shut it down, so just be happy that I show up for the days I do.
Where are you going to stay in Chicago for this
question?
I'm not positive.
I haven't found a go-to hotel in Chicago. Do you have one with all your travels?
We always stay at the...
There was a place called the Sutton Place that the Blues used to stay at. Have you ever done that one?
We did that once. The Thompson's a good one. It's in a good little corridor area there. Now they're at the Four Seasons, which I'm not, I'm not a massive fan of the Four Seasons.
Of course. As a guy from Oakville.
It's like, I don't know. It's just a lot of flowers and a lot of pots.
Yeah.
Is the Drake still there?
Who?
The Drake?
The Drake is still there, I believe.
I think Harry Carey was the first one I know that Tony La Russa stayed in a hotel. Harry Carey lived at the Drake Hotel.
Did he really?
Oh, really?
All of his time in Chicago, yeah.
I don't know. I could see that though. I could see life like
hanging
that.
out at the Drake right there on the lake. I haven't found a go-to. I feel like I have go-tos in a lot of cities, and I don't have one in Chicago, which is so strange because it's a monster city.
We're staying at the W.
Oh, Lottie frickin' da, huh?
Fancy.
Look at this.
The wedding is at Union Station in Chicago.
Make sure you say that on Balloon Party, by the way. We're going to lead with that.
No problem. It also should be known I wasn't dating my girlfriend when I was invited to the wedding, so I think...
you're going back to this now. Hold on.
Well, I think
you do seem a little sensitive.
I think that's an important distinction.
It wouldn't have mattered anyway. They didn't give you a +1.
I know, but if I was dating her then, I might have. You know what I'm saying?
Is she mad that she's not going?
No.
Your voice went up again.
Secretly.
That's just how I respond. You guys do too much Matt Damon rounders when I speak.
It's
a tell.
Your head kind of did a little...
It is a tell. That's right.
But if I do it every time, it can't be a tell.
Teddy KGB
You think you're doing it every time. We pick up the
Where are my
differentiators.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's see. You can stay with me, Jackie or Tim. I'm in Gold Coast. That's from the Horny Banker, so you can stay with him. How about that?
I don't want to stay with any horny bankers.
What's wrong with that? He sounds like he's just a little randy.
Gold Coast is nice.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
In the Loop.
Palmer House is the play in Chicago. I've stayed at the Palmer House. It's been a little while. Didn't think very much of it. Have you ever done Palmer House?
Never done the Palmer
House. Nice bar,
House.
but the rooms were like... Again, this has been a while.
Somebody told me once that the Gold Coast also had a nickname called the Viagra Triangle.
Now, why is that?
Because everybody had money and they were old and they needed the Viagra to perform.
Oh, really? Is that right?
Makes sense.
Is that right?
Well,
the Viagra Triangle.
That's what I heard.
I didn't hear
I had
that.
a friend that lived in the Gold Coast for many years, and he told me that. Thought it was interesting.
Stay in the Langham Hotel in Chicago, Tim. Lots of hot gay ass. That's from Little Tommy Tribbins. Jackson, does that? There you go. There's another option.
I'm staying at the W, and that's
and that's final.
That reservation isn't moving.
Your assistant booked it years ago.
That's right.
And you're good.
Yeah.
How long are you there?
I got
'Cause
points.
That's probably about 300 something a night.
What's that?
How many days are you there for?
I'll take the over on that 300 a night. All day long.
Staying there Friday, Saturday.
And do you have your own room?
I do.
Oh, it's a Saturday weekend, so probably 400 something.
I'll be honest with you, fellas. I didn't book the hotel.
Are they paying for it?
Yeah, who's paying for it?
My parents hooked it up.
Oh, okay.
So the parents
we make sure we talk about that.
That's fine.
That's the lead on 101.
I'm going to the W. My parents are paying.
You can cry and moan. I don't give a damn.
There we go.
Jackson has officially gotten past
I don't know what you want from me.
Where are you guys at with weddings? The older crew. I mean, when I was his age, I was like, "Let's go!"
Oh,
right?
yeah,
You're
100%.
oh boy.
Oh my goodness!
But now it's I don't know.
Yeah, the ship has sailed.
Ship has sailed.
Ship has sailed. You got to be like that.
I got ruined. I remember it distinctly. In 2007, I went to 11.
Oh my God!
Wow.
They were all over the place. They were inside the country. They were all over the United States. They were outside. They were in Mexico. I mean, it was brutal. And then after that, I think I just became numb.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? I assume you're not going to too many, are you?
I think I had
big family though, right?
3 last year.
Yeah, well, these family weddings, that's different than like your buddies.
Buddy weddings. No one's really married and getting married anymore.
Right.
This effing guy, incredibly unrelatable. That's from Nate the Great.
My mom just texted me that it was a deal for the wedding, so it's like a discount.
Says limited availability. Book now before rooms sell out for these
probably
dates.
because of this wedding.
Yeah.
It's gonna be gonna be a shindig.
I think after the best man speech, I could go home. I think I'd go for the best man speech, or like not so much the maid of honor speech, but the best man or speech, maybe the father of the bride.
Yeah.
I think I'd go for the speeches.
I enjoy.
and
I got to
book
tell
it.
you, I enjoy the speeches.
I do too.
But we're at a point as married men with children, and I talked about this on yesterday's show. When Michael shows up to a wedding, Joey, let me tell you something. I've seen it. I lived it. I
Like
watched
the lights start going on.
The single/divorced bridesmaids flock to him, and it becomes like an episode of The Bachelor, and I just watch the whole thing play out.
Roses just showing up.
They show up. I'm sitting there talking
Chris
to
Harrison.
Wellington.
Chris Harrison shows up.
there. He gets uncanceled. He shows up at the wedding, and Wellington just kind of fields their offers. And, are you here for the right reasons?
I think the wedding that you're referring to, if I recall, was just
downtown
very,
St. Louis.
Yeah, it was very female heavy. There was just a lot of women at that one.
But they all wanted to take a ride.
That might be a stretch.
Oh, I remember
appreciate
it.
your confidence.
I know. I saw. I remember saying to Anna Marie, I go, God, Wellington's got like his pick of 5 or 6. It's unbelievable.
Did you have a honeymoon suite where you get
what were
3,
you
the
doing?
final 3, and then we go one night at a time?
I'm trying to recall what happened that night.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'd like to know
Because I
too,
remember the
actually.
wedding. I remember we were friends, obviously, with the bride and groom. But I don't think anything extracurricular went down.
I'm totally going to call that. And I'm going to make a
I'm
play on you on the
serious.
turn, just so you know. I'm going to take
Now,
that down.
that doesn't mean that there were some girls at that wedding that something happened, either before that or after that. But
You
maybe
laid
that
some
night,
groundwork.
that night, maybe
not so much.
exactly.
$370 a night, by the way, for the W in Chicago.
Come on. It's not what we're paying. It's not what we're paying.
They got a discount.
What did I say? 300 something.
Yeah, you should.
You said 300. Yeah,
I'm paying
pretty
that.
close.
Is right.
So that's just
Unbelievable.
You know what that is to me? Is just rat poison.
That's rat poison. Well, we're going to have to talk about that on Balloon Party. It's an unbelievable moment. Title of this segment, Casper Got Cucked. That's from Steven.
I didn't get cucked. What do you mean?
Not the title of the segment.
Yeah,
You didn't get a +1, which is crazy to me.
Weddings are expensive, man. I was just happy to be invited.
Well, then just elope.
I just received a text confirmed the Viagra Triangle are all the bars on Rush Street.
Oh, is that right? Is that accurate, Joey? Is that a scene?
I don't know. I've never taken a Viagra. I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, this guy.
I don't need it yet.
He's Italian. They don't need it.
He is
anti-Viagra. I tell my wife that. Makes her feel great.
He's snipped, unsnipped, re-snipped.
Unsnipped again.
Because once he had 3, he and his wife wanted to have a couple more. I believe that was the...
Yeah,
right.
we had it redone, reconnected, disconnected again.
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, man, I got so much scar tissue. I was telling them. I got so much scar tissue down here. Whenever I go to that TSA, you put your hands up.
Yeah. I just did it.
I get lit up every time. So my wife, all the kids think it's hilarious. I step out, sir, we got to check you around this upper thigh area. I'm like, just go for it. Get in there. I'm like, I actually stick it out. I'm like, come on, get in there, big fella. Like, it's a joke. It's an ongoing joke. But there's so much scar tissue, it lights up the TSA thing where I just get felt up. And have you been felt up in a while? The TSA, there's not a backhand pat down. They grab.
They grab. Is that right?
Get in there now.
Would they do that to you in Scotland?
No, that happened to me when I was leaving from Palm Springs, coming back to St. Louis back in the springtime. It was very alarming, very unnerving.
Mm-hmm.
When you had the second procedure, did it hurt more than the first
100%. Because, again, we talked about this thing the first time I was here, but when they cut you, they actually cut like an inch of each side. So it's basically your vas. I did this whole thing, but now they have to yank the vas deferens further in to re-sew that we talked about. It's like a bucatini noodle, in and out. Which I'm not a big fan of eating that noodle, but that's essentially what your vas deferens is. So it's a little painful. I was blue-balled for quite some time, but I manned up.
I appreciate the anal explanation.
Thank
you. Michael.
See, why you got to go there?
Full circle.
Why you got to do that?
We close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour here on TMA. You're welcome to get involved. Caller Ellen did. 636-9004, TMA. Collier and Thompson phone lines. Text in, South City Sporting Goods, text inbox 314-881-TMA5, and email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Michael loves these TMA hats. That gray one is the #1 seller. Billy Bixon sent me the numbers. They love the gray one. I've got a navy one coming and a white one coming. You can get yours at TMASTLshop.com along with TMA t-shirts, TMASTLshop.com. This is the morning after, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
This is the one.
Honey, I think you're right. This house has everything we've ever dreamed of. A huge master bedroom, an open kitchen, and a backyard with a fire pit and built-in grill.
I can't believe it. Finally, our dream home. It's absolutely perfect for us.
We owe our realtor big time.
No, you don't. We're just doing our job. At the Jeff Lotman Group, helping you find your dream home is our top priority. Bringing people and properties together. Call us at 314-406-8911 or visit us online at jefflotman.com.
Hey guys, this is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. We became sponsors of the show because we love this show. We were listeners for years before we started sponsoring. We love coming to the events, playing in the golf tournaments, even though I got demolished in the second round of the match play. But we love sponsoring the Dotem as well, and we'll miss it this year. Hopefully it comes back next year. If you were at one of these events, you might have met us out there and you found out we're a lot like the rest of the audience. We are the audience. You get hurt in an accident, you don't just have to take our word for it. You can take Tim's. If he knows someone that gets hurt, he's going to recommend us. Check us out at longobigs.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications, known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's officially Jeep and Bronco season. Pure Performance carries any accessory for your vehicle, old models to brand new. From sunshades, soft tops, trail doors to off-road gear like bumpers and light bars, Pure Performance has you covered. Stop by the Pure Performance showroom at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles or visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here right now with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. I made the switch to start working with you, James. It couldn't have been easier to make that switch to start saving money.
Well, I appreciate that, Tim, and we appreciate your business. Yeah, this is the time to save money. My goodness, we're all feeling it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, etc. So if you've noticed that your insurance rate has gone up, I want to stress how easy it is to get a proposal from us by going online at carltoninsurance.net.
Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency online at carltoninsurance.net.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips here in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited about launching our Circus Sports app in Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high betting limits, tight money line splits, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Recovery, it's not just a goal, it's a transformative journey. At Illinois Recovery Center, you'll find an unwavering commitment to provide the support, guidance, and personalized care you or your loved one needs to rediscover a life filled with purpose, strength, and lasting renewal. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
Stupiracy, the podcast where stupidity meets history and conspiracy.
You gotta question these things.
With hosts Scott Rizzuto and Tim McKernan.
I'm here to learn, everybody!
Check out the latest episode, available now. As Riz and Tim explore the bizarre and fascinating medieval practice of kings sleeping together to signify unity and peace, of course.
What do guys like besides pizza and morning sex?
I don't know, man.
Discover how this unusual custom was perceived and whether it was merely symbolic or something more intimate.
Every day is hump day.
Presented by Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Visit evergreenstl.com or call Mark at 314-889-0503. And by Brown & Crouppen, 222-2222 or getbc.com.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
And as moist as a freshly baked Betty Crocker cake?
It's the Brown & Crouppen Morning After.
KPN-TFM, HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
You got the touch.
Yes.
You got the power.
Puts it in perspective as we get the 8 o'clock hour going here on TMA. Yeah. Welcome in, friends. It's the 8 o'clock hour. New sponsor on the 8 o'clock hour coming up starting next week. I'm meeting with that sponsor today after the show.
I hear great things.
There you go. Well, you're going to find out who it is on Monday. And we have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today come up in the Schaefer Door Company 9 o'clock hour. Colin Collier and Thompson. Phone line 636-9004-TMA. Text in 314-881-TMA5. Timothy Michael McKernan, Michael Wellington, Jackson Bennett Burkett, Joey Vitale. As you guys may notice, sometimes Iggy isn't able to get back in time for the start of the segment.
Well, that's not new.
How would that play in the room, Joey?
Ooh, I think Tommy Pham would have a huge problem with that.
Well played.
You're out there not showing up for the second hour. This guy over here.
Well, at least he's doing something valuable like having a cigarette outside.
Fixing the addiction.
Does this still go on? This was something I was around the 2001 Blues that lost in the conference finals to Ray Bourque, Sakic.
It's a great series, too.
Oh, man.
It was a great series.
It was indeed. For a short 5-game series, it was pretty sick.
It's amazing. It ended in 5.
Yeah. But I think 3 or 4 games went to overtime.
They were all so close.
Yes.
I think some players have talked about that.
I saw Ray Bourque. I was just scrolling through TikTok, and he was doing an interview, and somehow that series came up. He goes, toughest series ever played, and I go, oh my God, that's great to hear.
I think Blues players said the same thing. It was 5 games.
It's 5 games.
But I think 3 of the 5 went to OT, and they were all down to the wire.
So I saw at what was at the time was the Pepsi Center. What is it now? Ball Arena.
Ball Arena. Like those jars, those mason jars.
That's what it is. Yeah. And I was covering that team. I was on the road. And Alexei Gusarov, a trade deadline acquisition that didn't necessarily pan out, was under the bleachers smoking darts before the game. And as I was told, many of the Russian or Eastern European players, that's just what they do. Sasha Havanov used to smoke in between periods.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, Brett Hull, I think, used to just, light it up.
Yeah, is that right?
I believe so. I think it was pretty standard, actually.
Yeah.
I think they did it just in the room, not the locker room, but maybe like the players' lounge on the side. But it's no different. I mean, I would say an NHL locker room, I don't know what golfers do this, but they're dipping between periods.
Is that right?
Have you ever dipped?
I mean those not like
when you're in
playing
high school,
baseball. Yeah.
Listening to Nelly's first album.
Absolutely.
That's when I had my first dip.
How was it? Rewarding?
I thought I had 50 beers. I was on Planet Pluto. I swear. I mean, and now these players, I guess you build up a tolerance for it, but they're dipping between periods and they're spitting. And I just remember thinking, like, I would be so hammered if I mean, again, it's a tolerance thing, but so the players nowadays, no one's smoking up, but they're, I mean, what's the difference? I mean, they're chewing and they're dipping, and they have these patches now.
That's what I was about to say. It's the patches. What are those things called?
Zen.
Thank you.
They like stick them in their upper lip, and they just. Again, I tried one of those, and within like 10 seconds, I'm just like shaking.
You're lucky you didn't play back in the Barclay Player era.
And everyone did that, right?
Yeah. Well, there was when we were kids, we'd go up. We had these they called mini boxes.
Mm-hmm.
They're on each 4 corners of the old arena, and it was in the press box area. And my God, you come out of there to break, and there's Dan Kelly and everybody's. You have to go through the smoke to get anywhere, and they do it in the locker room. And
oh yeah, it's kind of old school though too. I like it.
You enjoy a chaw now and then. I feel like I don't know if that's still going on.
Yeah, it's still going on. I'm not proud of it. I started dipping my sophomore year in high school to fit in with the older guys on the golf team, right? And I'm trying to quit. It's hard, but the Zins actually make me feel sick.
Okay.
Whereas a regular, Skol, it's fine. But the Zins are. I don't know what's in them, but I don't even like them.
Really? Okay.
No.
But when you put in a Skull on the course, like what do you feel? How quickly do you feel it? How long does it last? And is it worth it, I guess?
There's no buzz anymore unless I
Is that right?
I normally do Skull, but if I get my hands on some Kodiak, that'll give me a buzz.
Okay.
I don't know what's in that stuff, but it's like fire. It's not, I never really do it at home. I never do it in the car. It's just for on the course.
Okay.
Whether it's playing or caddying, it's just something that I think maybe it can calm you down. I mean, a lot of guys on tour, whether it's the Korn Ferry Tour, the regular tour, or the Champions Tour, there are a lot of smokers, tons of smokers, a lot of dippers. I think it can help, ease the tension in a tournament round and kind of relax you a little bit, and I think that's why most guys do it.
I would imagine that edibles now is a big thing. Wasn't Tiger spotted maybe putting in an edible?
Those are.
I mean, Tiger's probably tried everything. it's pretty
years ago.
Well, it's pretty obvious, Unfortunately, it's terrible what happened to him with that car accident. I think we'd all, because he was coming back at that time, and one of my buddies as caddied for Mark O'Meara the last few years, and when we were in Scotland, we were staying together, and we were kind of talking about Tiger's accident and what happened. He said when Tiger's, had the car accident in California, O'Meara got like 590 text messages and over 1,000 emails because, he and Tiger were very close for many years. Now, at that time, they weren't as close anymore, so O'Meara really didn't have any information. But I remember his caddy telling me a story about there was a day or two before the accident, they did an interview with Tiger at Riviera, and his eyes, if you recall, we could probably find it, his eyes look lit up like he's on something, whether you want to call it painkillers or whatever he got into. And then, of course, the accident happened the day or two after. But O'Meara said to his caddy, they were together that day when they showed the interview. They were playing golf in Vegas. And he said, man, I've seen that look on his face before. Something bad's about to happen.
Really?
Sure enough, it did.
Is that right?
The thing I don't understand about that is, look, you're Tiger Woods. I get it, man. You're arguably the greatest golfer ever. Hire a driver around, that area that he was in. I think everybody knows. I guess he was on his way. He was late for a photo shoot.
They were shooting something with it was D Wade the day before, and it was
I watched those things.
Different
David Spade, I think, is a
movie. It's awful because he had just won that Masters. He was coming back, and golf is better when Tiger's involved.
Oh, you better believe it.
And when he can't play at that level, that's what everybody's talking about on the Champions Tour now. Like, okay, are they going to change the cart rules for when Tiger comes out? Because we want him to play. Of course, you want him in the field, every field. But is it going to be easier for him to play with the cart? Yes. Is his ego going to allow him to take the cart? I hope so. Because if he's in the field, there's just more interest.
Do you think he'll play a lot of Champions with?
I don't know, because I don't know the guy. But I got to think a guy that likes to compete that much, he's got to be missing the competition, right? And let's be honest, if you look at what's happened this year, certainly, to be fair to him, he hasn't played enough this year to really be competitive. But it's hard to beat those younger guys.
Yeah.
He still can get it out there. But if you're not playing, I don't care what sport you're playing, if you're not competing regularly, you're going to be rusty.
That's like, Tim, you were talking about it earlier. I don't know Tiger. I would imagine if he can't compete, he's going to be miserable.
Right.
And it's the psychology, it's the double-edged sword where the psychology is keep going, keep pushing, never satisfied, nothing's good enough. And that's how you've gotten to the level. But when you stop playing, you still have that mindset,
yeah,
and it just
that's tough.
You
the
can't
body
enjoy
doesn't allow
it
though. Yeah.
You can never enjoy it. You can never enjoy what you have, which is why they got there. But the problem is when it's over, it's over.
That's a crash.
It's a crash.
That's a crash.
It's a crash.
Well, and I gotta imagine that he's got to realize that he can compete better with the older guys when he's only a year and a half away from 50. But the thing is, though, he's going to have to play more often than he's been playing because these guys out on this tour, I know they're over 50, but they are all working their tails off. They're supremely competitive. He isn't just going to be able to roll out there and dominate and win. He's going to have to play a lot and he's going to have to practice. I don't think that's a problem. I know I imagine that he puts in his own short game work at home because he's got everything right at his fingertips in the backyard. But I certainly hope that he comes out and he plays a lot. But who knows? I don't know how bad that leg really, really is.
What do they have to change? You said if they change the cart rule, can't anybody just take a cart?
Yeah, so it's more for fodder, I think. So any player can take a cart, but they're starting to allow, they're talking about allowing the caddies to take the cart. There's a handful of caddies out there that have the ADA, that Casey Martin rule, where they can take a cart anyway. But yeah, you're right. Any player can take a cart anytime they want.
Will the game eventually become all players are taking the cart, you think?
I don't think so, because I think a lot of guys, I'd love to give this guy some credit. Belleville's, the pride of Belleville, Jay Haas, we played with him in Atlanta this year. He's 70 years old. He shot lower than his age in 2 rounds, and he walked TPC Sugarloaf, which is absolutely up and down. And I love to see that because I believe that golf in a tournament should be walked. Now there are, I'd say, 15 to 20% of the players on the Champions Tour ride right now, just because a lot of them are injured, a lot of them are old, and a lot of them are out of shape. And on certain courses, maybe a few more will take carts, depending upon the hills. But you have the option to take it if you want to. But to see a guy like Jay Haas walk at his age, I loved it. Love seeing it.
Can they take it in the fairway?
What's that?
Can they take it in the fairway?
Yeah, you could pretty much. I mean, Daly takes it almost on the green.
It strolls right on up.
Yeah, he's not afraid to get on the fringe.
Get involved in the program. Your text 314-881-TMA5. Brown and Crouppen, presenting sponsor of the program, and we have a Doug Vaughn live endorsement on tape as Doug is vacationing in the Hamptons. Jackson has it for you right here.
Brown and Crouppen, if you've been injured, you need Brown and Crouppen in your corner because justice is their business. If you have a potential personal injury case, Brown and Crouppen is the local law firm here to serve you. See a lot of people come in and do a lot of TV advertising, telling you how great they are. You know what? They're not. They're not local. Brown and Crouppen knows their way around the local courts. They know the other lawyers. They know the judges, and that is a big advantage for them. If you want a local law firm, people that know the ins and outs of your case and the local environment, Brown and Crouppen are the guys. Terry Crouppen, Andy Crouppen, Ed Herman, they are the principals. We've gotten to know them very well, and they do a fantastic job for us, and they will do the same for you. Here's how it works. You give them a call at 314-222-2222, and they will give you a free evaluation of your case. If they decide to take it, they work on a contingency basis. That means no upfront costs at all to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid, and they've won more than $1 billion in compensation for their clients. They have more than 250 legal professionals working now on both sides of the state. They are here to help you. So if you think you may need Brown & Crouppen services, give them a call at 314-222-2222, or you go to brownandcrouppen.com. Make sure you let them know you heard about it here on TMA. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
Title sponsor of TMA, Brown and Crouppen. Another new sponsor here on the show is Pure Performance. Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications, and they are known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's a place to go for replacement tires for any vehicle. They don't just sell oversized tires for your trucks and off-roading vehicles, but also carry tires and wheels for your car, minivan, or SUV too. Now is the perfect time to spruce up your vehicle for the warm weather. It's August 1st. Enjoy what we have over the next couple of months at Pure Performance, 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles, or visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com. Ask for Shelby. I was out there, got a chance to see that massive showroom. After over 40 years of outfitting the best-dressed vehicles in the St. Louis and St. Charles areas, you can trust that your prized investment is in great hands at Pure Performance. Send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air Heating and Cooling email day. Brand new month. You can compete with our winner from last month, three-way trade deal coalition.
Three-way trade deal.
Three-way trade deal. Buck Swope finished in second place. Again, JV golf coach going to try to bounce back, compete against the greats. Call into the program. Collier and Thompson phone line 636-900-4TMA. Or you can get involved in the YouTube chat. And fan of the first segment, coaches John and Dean Ellis. Great segment, guys. Skeleton-ness. How about that? And then Erin in St. Chuck, and she has nipple rings.
Ooh.
Yeah, and as a real woman, I can confirm that. Says, boy, what a bunch of hunks I get to see on my birthday. Thanks, Tim. That's from Erin in St. Chuck. Sounds like she has the Hitachi magic wand out and is watching YouTube. And I think many women around St. Louis are.
Happy birthday.
There's Mike Lee.
Have you ever encountered nipple rings?
Yes. It's been, I mean, obviously, it's been a while. Everything's been a while. But yes, the answer is yes. Actually, it was a scripper. Oh. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Yeah, Joey, your thoughts are always welcome, but you're also welcome to abstain.
I'm going to let this. Yeah. I'm going to let you take this one. I have a thought, but I want.
Go ahead, share.
No, I want to hear. I need to get more knowledge.
This is something fan, I'm not. I don't know why I am a big fan.
I don't have a lot of knowledge in this department. My initial interpretation of it is why, but.
I believe stimulus reasons. Aaron, call in 636-9004-TMA, Collier and Thompson phone line.
I'm open to learn. Is what I'm trying to say.
So, I assume you have. I mean, I don't know how you have it.
It's only happened once. I'm obviously going to share it.
Juketown?
It was in college.
Oh, wow. Spring Hill?
It was in college. It was in Mobile, Alabama. It was a one-night situation. And this girl was from, I think she was from Texas. You know, thought her to be very conservative, wasn't expecting this.
Wow, what a treat.
The top came off, and I didn't know what to do.
Just delighted.
Because I had never seen that or been there. So I did what I could.
I'm surprised I haven't seen him. Iggy, yeah.
What are your thoughts on
Iggy's been at Hedonism. I assume he sees him there.
Oh, plenty.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, a lot of them have. I've seen C-rings. I've seen all kinds of stuff there.
Tried to pierce my nipple with
I
a
said
fish
C
hook.
ring.
Right, there's Weezer.
I didn't use the word.
Well, it's see now. I mean, because it seems like it's trending more and more that braless is a look.
I'm all for that.
Yeah, and then you can see you can see nipple rings through a t-shirt. So it's like I guess it's like a cauliflower wrestler's ear pride thing where you want people to see your.
Really?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Wow, I'm enlightened.
I don't know. I've been with two girls. It's just kind of, when you're suckling, you don't want to taste that.
That was suckle, in case you missed that.
You don't want that in your mouth.
What are your thoughts on that word, Joey?
It's like a penny in your mouth. Why would you want a penny in your mouth?
How do you feel on anal versus suckle?
I don't know. It does nothing for me. And you know what? I just feel bad for the girl. I just feel bad for you. It does nothing for me, and it clearly hurts you.
Initially, but then I believe it's for stimulus reasons. Again, Erin in St. Chuck. Is she on the line? Callier and Thompson phone lines? Nope.
Well, that's the only reason. I mean, because, the guy gets nothing out of it, so she's not doing it for the guy. I'm going to get my nipples pierced because I know you love when you chew on them and you get that metal in your mouth. It's always nice for you.
Suck it, Doug.
So it must stimulate her, but
I would think
it's not a thing to look good because the only people who are going to see it is if
I
you take your clothes off.
I'm not a woman, but I think the stimulus, it goes away over time.
You think?
I mean, kids gnaw on those things all the time. And
No,
like my
is that
wife,
what
she
they're
doesn't
doing?
even
They're
feel
gnawing?
anything in there.
Is that right?
I don't think a mom's breastfeeding with her nipples pierced.
Clip that off.
But I'm just saying that that area, I mean, it could take a beat down.
Hot zone.
So I just think over time, it just fades away.
Yeah, I would imagine the women you saw at Hedonism were probably a little older with the nipple rings. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So maybe they were trying to reinvigorate
But
those.
some young ones too.
Is that right? Really?
Anywhere from the late 20s to, I would say once you get over 50, they're not in there anymore. But yeah, in the 40s, 30s, 40s, they got them in there.
Are there people in their 50s at Hedo?
60s, 70s, 80s.
I couldn't tell if that was facetious or not. There, I'm going to call because I can't tell what you're doing. I'm going to see what you do on the turn. Yeah.
I didn't think people were in their late 50s or 60s.
God, I think that's probably the sweet spot.
Really?
Yeah, I would think the average age there is probably 45.
Okay, that is not crazy to me, but like 65? Are they like looking for others?
No, they're just swingers.
I know, but like, are they looking for others in their age range, or are they trying to, play it with the big boys?
Some of them think they're going to get lucky. Some of these 50-year-olds, some of these guys think they're going to get some 20-something chicks to join them. And
how does it work out for them?
No, because once they see him.
I think it's obvious if you're at Hedo, there's no age discrimination.
I guess.
It's free for all.
Well, when it comes to sex, yeah, probably.
Well, yeah. Isn't that why you go to Hedo?
Well, now they have all these swingers groups coming down every week. So they're all planned. They all know who's coming down. They don't really have to go look for people.
Different generation.
You register with this group, and then they're all coming down, and they all know each other. So,
sweet.
Hello, la la la.
Sweet guy, Jackson's buddy.
Yes.
Who is currently in Cape Cod, Michael.
That's right.
And he's working getting on bunkers.
I've heard about this. He's working on a grounds crew still?
Yeah.
Well, I think he's supported by his female significant other.
He's got a sugar mama.
He says, I chew on those nipples like bubble gum, dog. That's sweet Kai. Jackson, your thoughts?
He's talking too much. You gotta. This is recorded and broadcast to other people.
Can we talk about his job for a moment?
Yeah, he rakes bunkers for a living?
So his girlfriend's a travel nurse, and so they take contracts all over the country. And so whenever he gets to a new spot with her, he takes like a gig wherever. And so while they're in Cape Cod, he's taking a job at the golf course. And he loves it.
On the grounds crew.
Correct.
There's a big difference between working in a shop.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not.
Have you ever worked on the grounds crew?
I've done it all on the golf
Worst
course.
job I've ever had.
I lasted 2 days.
I worked
staying at the W in Chicago and lasted 2 days on the grounds crew.
It was A.L. Gustin in Columbia.
Yeah, I think I was 18 or 19, worked at the grounds crew at Tapawingo. Worst job of all time.
I had to handpick the range.
Had to be there at 5.
Yeah.
Got out of there at 2:30. I remember falling asleep at the wheel at a red light.
Oh, my God.
Just kind of love tapped the car in front of me. I quit the next day.
Yeah, same. I quit when I showered when I got back, and I almost vomited from the smells that were coming off of me while I was showering. I did not like it.
How about this? Big development here. Sweet Kai dates a travel nurse. He's getting cheated on for sure. That's from the 314.
No.
Jackson, you're shaking that off.
No.
How do you know?
Because they're one of my closest friends. They've been together for a very long time. A lot of love there.
if she enjoys giving sponge baths, If she enjoys giving a sponge bath, is that cheating?
This isn't like a 70s porno. She's an ER nurse.
Oh, okay.
People don't still give sponge baths, do they?
That's like George and Seinfeld.
Not in
They're
the
doing
ER.
it right next to him.
Essentially, Kai's sugar mama is keeping him on a leash until she finds a real man with a real job and can leave his sand-trapping ass. That's from Wedding Tackle.
Nah.
Sweet Kai is currently in the crosshairs.
Sweet Kai is incredibly intelligent. He just is. He's just rolling with the punches with a girl.
Now, a lot of females texting in today. I think this is another real one. I'm a girl with nipple rings. It's for stimulation and just a style choice, and it does not fade away, boys. That's from Sydney Wilmore.
Yeah, she's been emailing that. Then.
Sydney who?
Sydney Wilmore, named after the park.
I know her.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Does she have nipple rings?
I don't know that, but she wouldn't lie, I don't think.
There you go, Michael. We got sources out there.
How do you know her?
Just from Facebook.
Fair.
I think she sent me a birthday. Happy birthday.
Erin in St. Chuck is not calling in, but she did say in the YouTube chat, it did not hurt. It is very stimulating. No kids, so no worries there. There it is.
I can't imagine it not hurting. Like, at least at the beginning.
The little, pinching?
Yeah.
Little pinching right there?
Yeah, I think that would hurt pretty good.
I know they ice that up.
Not for very long.
I think
it is ice it up.
I think it's sore, though.
Put some ice on it.
You're putting a hole inside something that didn't have a hole before.
I got my ears pierced back in the day. That didn't hurt.
I've never gotten my ears pierced. No.
Yeah, but I feel like if I'm just squeezing both right now, I mean, clearly my ear does not hurt very much, but you come anywhere near.
Right.
I'm like, hey.
Yeah, easy.
It has to hurt. Are they interchangeable? Do people change the color? Is it like a
home and away?
Yeah, is there a home and away?
Once they're pierced, you can take them out and put different ones in, I guess.
Okay.
If you're going out, I think I'm going to wear the diamonds tonight. No, I think I'll go with the rubies.
It was the barbell thing, right? The barbell nipple rings, and then I guess a stud, or like a bull ring.
It's just like a rod.
Why does the crusty pervert have to make everything creepy? That's from Arbor Day.
Look, I'm not the one that brought up pierced nipples.
Clip that off.
The subject's brought up, I talk about it. I can't help it. You've never seen a girl naked, so you don't know. You've never seen any before.
No, Michael, no. It's just Arbor Day. Your response is welcome. Tapawingo has a grounds crew. That's from Mr. Licks. I don't know what that means.
Well, in the late '90s they did. Lately, I understand. I'll agree with Licks on this one. It's questionable.
Nipple rings are so wildly common now. I feel like half the girls under 30 have them. Tats and nip rings everywhere. That's from Beer Cats.
Got to be more prevalent these days.
Where you live, there's probably tons of tats.
He's just taking out all the listeners in the 8 o'clock hour. He's going after them. Get involved on the program. Many are choosing to do so in the South City Sporting Goods text inbox. Of course, you can email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. For the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Design Air is online at designairservice.com. They've been the sponsor of our email of the day for a number of years, and I've been a client of Design Air Heating and Cooling for a number of years as well. Man, it's been hot out, and I think today's still going to be pretty rough. Tomorrow looks like it's going to be favorable conditions in the area. See if that's still consistent with what I'm seeing. Yeah, 85 degrees. Pretty nice tomorrow. That'll be optimal.
Beautiful.
Design Air. Online at designairservice.com if you run into any air conditioning issues. Work with Seth Goldcamp and his staff. He's 4th generation. No upselling going on. It is Design Air Heating and Cooling, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. 3 hours and 1 minute to Jackson's delight yesterday, and it was called The Hate Boner, an American Saga.
That's right.
And that's in honor of Horizon.
An American Saga.
Which, and I can watch that now on Netflix or Hulu?
Probably Prime.
Okay, and the second one, because every morning Jackson sends links for topics for the show, and KGNO Town sends them as well. But I get a lot of updates on this Horizon thing. This is Jackson's big target right now. So what's going on with the second Kevin Costner Horizon? Is this not going to...
It's getting a world premiere at the Venice Film Festival on September 7th.
Is that a good thing?
It was supposed to release in August, so not really. But anytime they pull the release date like that, usually not a great sign.
I can watch it on Amazon Prime?
For like $20, yeah.
Well, it's not free if I have Amazon Prime?
No, sir.
Oh, well, screw that.
He's out. I think he is out. Everyone is so mad I have a hot sugar mama. I refuse to apologize. Keep taking shots from your Oakville 2-bed, 1-bath shanties with carports. I'll enjoy a drink overlooking the sound for you all this weekend. That is from Sweet Sweet Kai, and he, of course, is in Cape Cod. He is not happy with the audience. Michael, here's a picture of, I guess, his work. Looks like there was some water in the bunkers. Joey, here you go. Iggy, if you want to take a gander, this is what Sweet Sweet Kai's working on this morning.
It's like Tapawingo.
he's run into some water issues right there. Ken's right. Got to shoot to score. Maybe I'll start showing pictures of me in a banana hammock to female coworkers that are young enough to be me and my aunt's granddaughter. That's from Arbor Day.
Arbor Day having a big show.
Yeah, Arbor Day has won Texter of the Year before.
Well, just because he texts in 19 times a day doesn't mean he's having a big day.
I can tell Iggy's not a fan.
He's not a fan of Arbor Day.
If you don't have a truck, a tat, and a kid by 20, you ain't nothing.
Here's Jennings Randolph Jr. His knowledge is like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yep. It speaks on.
He's Yoda.
He's explaining the females in
Sullivan, I believe. Yeah. Little Beer Cats says, we now have 2 generations listening to the show. Beer Cats is the original. Now his 20-year-old son is active on the show, Joey. Yeah, that's the norm now. Piercing and tats are becoming popular with the youngs. I can't complain. It's my type to a T. That's from Little Beer Cats.
Yeah. See, tats used to be like it was like a badge of toughness back in the day. Like you're a biker, go to a biker bar, a guy has a tattoo, like look out. Now you just need to be like a chef who can whip up a chicken confit. You know what I mean? Like every chef is, you can't even see their skin anymore. They're just double sleeved up, probably never been in a fight in their life, which is fine. I'm nothing against tattoos, but it has changed. Now it's more of like if you're artsy, get a tattoo, but it used to be if you're tough.
Of the 6 members on today's program, I'm going to go with one has ink, and I feel pretty good about that play.
Kurt.
Am I correct on that? You don't have any. You don't have any.
I don't have any.
You might be my kind of hybrid. There's no way Jackson does. It's got to be Chairman Kurt. Chairman Kurt, you do, right?
Yeah.
There you go. What do you got going
on? Something that I need to have removed.
Oh, no. You got a little ankle tat like Prod Joe?
No, just something from a past life that I made a mistake about. And
do tell.
Yeah, is this your college football coaching issues that you're having on EA Sports?
No, but that's a big situation right now.
I'm going to guess a girl's name or something.
It's not a name. I got married in Mexico.
Whoa.
And we both got the coordinates of that spot tattooed on our left forearm.
Wow.
And we're no longer together, so don't necessarily want to walk around with that, but here we are.
So you are in the process of getting it done, or?
No, haven't really gotten around to it, but...
Just lie and say it's like the Hearn Center location. And who's going to check?
Are you going to get it removed, or are you going to get something inked over it?
Yeah, there's
that's becoming
options.
a thing.
Yeah. I think that might be cheaper.
Yeah, I do kind of want like a quarter sleeve or a third sleeve, so I'll probably just go over the top of it.
The sleeve's very popular.
It is.
Days. That's the one that's really more prevalent.
The problem, and Kurt's obviously works out. You know, we were talking about his workout regimen this morning. Guy gets up at 2:30 with a sleeve or anything ink related on your like core. You better keep in good shape.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I can't get it.
You got to be fit. Like once you start getting skinny or fat, to me it's like, whoa, boy, that's.
I would look so corny with a tattoo.
That's a rough spot. Guys, I had a neighbor who told his daughter if she got a tattoo, he would cut her off. She did, and now she works the pole. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
Like my tattoo says, you can't love someone else until you truly love yourself.
That's a nice drop. Where is that from?
Who knows?
Where
It's got to be a bachelorette.
Yeah, the prize, right?
Just go back to the coordinates, bring a Sibian, and it will be memorable again for you. That's from the Veiled Prophet. Chairman, are you interested in that?
Yeah, I love Mexico.
I got my parents' signatures over my heart after they passed. Then my son got mine and my wife over his. I told them that's great, but we're not dead yet. Thanks. That's from Chairman Steve in Wildwood.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have anything meaningful enough right now for me to tattoo on myself forever. So I don't think so.
What if Missouri won the national championship?
Are we talking hoop rock or pigskin?
Oh, I guess it matters.
Well, either one, honestly.
Yeah.
But like what? Like I don't know. Like to get like a Truman the Tiger tattoo. I feel like I'd have to lose a bet to do something like that.
I saw a video last night of the Hawk Tua girl, and a guy made a bet with her and he lost, so he's getting Hawk Tua tattooed on his forearm. I mean, what a simp.
Has anybody seen these tattoos could be on a man or a woman, of their significant other's name on the pubis area.
Oh, I'm not aware of this.
Oh, yeah.
Like property
It's
of?
almost like I was about to say, it's like property of.
I've encountered one. It's a woman. She was married to a man named Mark, and she had it, just below her belly button.
That had to be alarming when you arrived.
Well, she explained it, and she
before or after?
When I encountered it, I was like,
so in process.
Right. Yeah.
It's showtime if you're
did
taking
it ruin
a look.
Did it ruin the moment?
Yeah.
No. Didn't stop it. But what she would do was, she explained it to me. She's like, I did this when I was really young. I got married to this guy named Mark, and I said, well, yeah, you're not married to him anymore, right? She said, no.
That's a good question.
This isn't the Viagra Triangle?
No, it was actually California.
Nice.
But to her credit, one of the things she would do to cover it up is she would select, this is a couple years back, she would select different lingerie colors and, whether it was satin or lace or whatever. And she would because she was getting it removed, but it was I could still obviously read it, but it was in the beginning processes of it getting taken off. I wonder how it is doing these days. I wonder if she got it off.
She got it fully removed. Can we book her on the program for the 9 o'clock hour?
I'll look into it.
Yeah, see if she's available.
Didn't you just grow a bush?
Clip that off.
No, it was too high.
Well,
it was it'd have to be a very aggressive,
like a flat top.
Yeah, it was really high.
Guys, I'm pretty sure Jackson has a tattoo of Ricky Clemens' mugshot on his lower back. That's from the St. Charles Hermaphrodite. Jackson,
no ink. I got nothing. I got nothing on.
If you and your girlfriend get married one day, and she's like, "Hey, let's get our coordinates of the hill."
Abort.
Well, I have the get out of jail free card essentially, because you can say, if you're a Jewish person, if I want to be buried in a Jewish cemetery, I can't be tattooed.
So didn't that happen in Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David's mom?
Well, he found out his mom had a tattoo, and that was that went sideways for him. But you can always get a get out of jail free card with that. But I know a lot of people, instead of wedding rings, get the partner's initials tattooed on the ring finger, and that's a real commitment. That's sweat equity right there.
That's aggressive.
Yeah.
Wifey digs my tats and I dig hers. Delicious. That's from Shrimply Pibbles. Joey, Michael, I don't know if you're aware of it, but Shrimply Pibbles sends in pictures of his wife to the program. See if I can scroll up and find for you, and you guys can.
Who's the guy that has the very attractive wife that sends
Ray
photos?
King?
Or maybe she was into Lisa Ann.
Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack's wife. Yeah. That was a whole thing.
How about that, Joe? You like that?
Unbelievable. Here you go. She's a legitimately nice-looking woman.
Is she? Will you pull up a photo? Because I've never seen her. I'd like
this is Shrimply Pibbles' wife.
Her.
I don't know
Very
why
attractive.
The listeners do this, but it has been going on. I think Jennings got this going.
Shrimply Pibbles, Mrs. Shrimply Pibbles.
You tip your cap. Now, we're operating on the premise that this is real. Iggy's skeptical of a lot of these.
People do this tribute to Jay.
You think that one's real?
Yeah, that looks pretty real.
Yeah.
I mean, love each other's tattoos. That's
what he was saying.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Some guys and some girls look good with tattoos. I mean, I think Bonnie Rotten looks terrible with all the tattoos she has.
Bonnie Rotten mentioned.
Well, I mean, she's got tattoos.
Family gross motor.
There's
too many.
Her face is the only thing that's clean on her. Her whole body is a tattoo.
If memory serves, she has a lot of spider webs too.
She
does, right over her nipples.
Suck you right in.
Yeah, I thought Janine Lindemuller was gorgeous, and then she got all tatted up. I think it took away from her. And the sciatica.
Not familiar with her work.
I like how Joey's engaged but has no idea what Iggy's talking about.
I keep having a thought and then it just goes another direction. So I can't keep up. I can't keep up at the moment, which is okay.
The show's working out perfectly.
It's okay.
I'll give you some good porn stars.
Here is Ray King's wife. You can take a look. What you think? That's Ray over
looks
there.
Looks like another man.
Well, it is. It's a heavier.
Look very much
like they're
in
in a Blues game. I don't see you in the backdrop there, Joey. But
no, that's is it the 102 section? I'm just above it. Yeah.
So you probably witnessed that without even knowing.
I may have been distracted from the call when I saw that,
actually. Get involved. Many are, and they're doing the thing where they send in pictures of their significant others. That happens about once every month or so, and it's good to have that going on today here on the program. Jackson, why don't you tell me about Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies?
I'd be happy to, Tim.
He's a wonderful gentleman.
He's a really wonderful gentleman. He's the exact kind of gentleman you would want in your corner when it comes to something as important as your financial future. You might think, I'll figure it out as I go. I got some buddies in finance. They'll help me out down the road. Bad idea. A good idea is calling Mark Hanna and start with a 15, 20-minute phone call discussing your needs, where you want to be in life, your current situation. He'll educate you on the best plan going forward for you so that you're well aware of where your money's going. And then if you get on the phone with Mark Hanna a little bit down the road, maybe 6 months every year just to talk it over, or if you have any issues, you can get on the phone with Mark Hanna. He loves talking to his clients and he communicates his message oh so well. That's why I love working with Mark Hanna, because I know I can trust him and I know I have a guy in my corner. Call Mark Hanna today.
314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. That's Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. James Carlton's my insurance agent. Texted me yesterday with great delight when he found out QFDA was 3 hours and a minute. James Carlton's online at carltoninsurance.net. He's located in downtown Webster Groves. Been my insurance agent for 5+ years. His number is 314-961-4800. And you can see on Google he has 378 5-star reviews for that customer service that James provides to his customers. Make the switch. They do all the paperwork for you. It's James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. Go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm. We talked about Tommy Pham's day, but another big day yesterday for the Cardinals was Michael McGreevy, who has, first-round pick, but was kind of languishing at the minor league level. And yesterday he goes out and he deals into 7 innings.
Pitches.
How about that? Yeah. Here is what he had to say about his outing yesterday.
I mean, it's been absolutely surreal from getting here last night to this morning to now. Couldn't have asked for anything better, but I mean, it was just a blast being out there. It was a lot of fun. They unfortunately got in like 1 a.m., so I'm not sure how tired they are. Hopefully that woke them up a little bit, but a lot of people here, which is great.
Got hit with the water right there. Got hit with the water.
Welcome to St. Louis. Thank you very much. Felt pretty good. I mean, my stuff early on, the count was good. The only complaint I would have is I couldn't really put guys away. A lot of guys are hanging around. But, I mean, at the end of that bat, ground ball to Arenado, ground ball to Donnie, and can't ask for anything better but outs. Yeah, I mean, as a starting pitcher, you want to go as deep as you can. And when Dusty and Ollie came over, asked me how I was doing, I told him I was good to go. I knew I had it, and, I just wanted to push the limit. There's always nerves. Not as nervy as I thought, because this is what I trained for my whole life. Ever since I had the dream of becoming a Major League Baseball player, this is what we wanted to do. This was the dream, and for it to finally be here is nothing but surreal.
Yeah, he wasn't that great at the minor leagues. He had been pitching well as of late, and goes out and just deals.
How old is he? He looks like he's 12 years old.
He does look young.
Man, he looks young.
He's been in the Russ. I think he's been in 5 years ago. I think he was the first-round pick.
Okay.
2021.
He is 24.
So young. Young kid.
Retired 15 of 17 hitters through 5 scoreless innings, only allowing a hit and a walk. And then he stayed on out there. Reading from Bernie Miklas's column on the game, he had a game score of 65. I know that many don't really follow that. That's a Bill James metric, but that's 15 above average. So I don't know what the Cardinals will do after that. I was expecting that to be a spot start. I know that he probably was told it was going to be a spot start. Tommy Pham, after the game, did not realize it was a spot start, and he's already campaigning for him to get another opportunity. Here is the new Cardinal outfielder.
Tommy, you're a veteran guy. You get a kick out of seeing a young guy like McGreevy come up spot start and pitch as well as he did.
Really, that was a spot start? Man, we got to try to keep him here then. If he goes 7 innings against, a lineup like that, he could help us win. Yeah, I liked what I saw. He attacked the strike zone, worked quick for us, which is huge. We have a quick inning. He goes out there and he's throwing strike one. That's big.
Yeah, I mean, for going into a 4-game weekend series on the road, and you get a guy coming up for his debut, and you only have to use 2 relievers after that, is pretty ideal.
Didn't Lynn go on the IL, though?
He did. So Palante will be sticking around. McGreevy will probably be heading back down to Memphis today.
I thought Palante always took Matz's spot.
Yeah, I mean, just the 5th spot. That's why McGreevy had to come up, because Lance Lynn missing a spot.
Well, it was still going to be a spot start to have Gray pitch in Chicago.
Yeah, right, and Fetty's not on the active roster until today.
Oh, I forgot about Fetty. That's right, Fetty's up there, too.
So it's Gray, Fetty, Gibson, Michaelis in Chicago. That's a Sunday night game, by the way. Michaelis, Justin Steele. Still TBD as to who is going to throw on Monday in a makeup game against the Mets. Then the Cardinals take on the Rays. A big Dylan Carlson return party for that, and then off they go on the road to Kansas City and Cincinnati before coming home to see Tommy Edman, possibly, with the Dodgers and Brewers. So that'll be a big test. Jackson, I have wagers on the Cardinals and Pirates both to win the National League and the World Series. I'm getting some good long odds on that. If you had to pick the 3 teams that are going to make the playoffs from the wild card, who are you going with? Go!
Redbirds.
Nice.
Homer.
That was almost in concert.
I know. You beat me by a split second.
I wasn't trying to win.
I was trying to win.
It was involuntary. It was an automatic reaction.
Well, it was natural.
Give me the Metropolitans.
Yeah.
And give me, you know what? I'll ride the Buccos train.
You're going to go. Wow.
Brian De La Cruz. I like that play.
That damn Skeens.
I love the pitching. The pitching like that, man. They obviously have some offensive issues. Like Connor Joe hitting third for them is not ideal, but Brian De La Cruz, I like that addition there. Give me the Pirates, just because I like the Braves. I feel like are just they're a shell of themselves after all the injuries. So,
do you know that 2 years ago Skeens was a catcher and a pitcher
at Air Force?
It's just unreal.
Yeah.
Now he's starting the All-Star game,
and now he's a guy who I don't know if they can get in because, as Jackson was noting, their offense is really rough. But if they could. You feel like they got, 75-80% chance of winning his starts.
Yeah.
And so
that's why,
you play in a 3-game series, which the Pirates most likely would be, like the Cardinals most likely would be. They're now 5 back of the Brewers. If you got one that you're operating at a 75% chance of winning, get that other one. Next thing you know, the Pirates are in the NLDS, where he's going to be starting at least once, if not twice. And that's why I'm high on the Pirates being a long shot play. I agree that the Braves just seem like it's got to fall apart at some point with the injuries. It's tough for me because I like the Padres, the Mets, the Cardinals, and the Pirates, but then I'm ignoring the Braves and the Diamondbacks. And then I still got to narrow it down from there.
Giants not far behind any of it either.
Giants are lurking 4.5 back of the Diamondbacks in the National League wild card. So the Cardinals and Cubs for 4. And then the Cardinals have a makeup game against the Mets, which actually could be an important game coming up on Monday. Joey, what is what's the timeline for the Blues to get things underway? About a month?
Ish. Yeah, they're all kind of rolling into town now. There's a bunch of guys out at Centene skating, but I think camp opens usually after Labor Day.
Yeah.
And then preseason mid-September. Grind through that for 2-ish weeks, just like 7 games, and then mid-October they hit the road.
Yeah.
They start in Seattle. I think they go Seattle, Vegas, one other swing in there maybe, and then they come home for their opener. So it's coming up.
Yeah,
it's coming up. They're going to start grinding away out of here pretty soon.
How is your expectation of what we will see in this upcoming campaign?
Man, I think that Drew Bannister, obviously just signed as the head coach. He had that interim tag last year, but I talked to him at Centene maybe a month ago. It was like a fan festival during the prospects being in town. I think he is going to start getting more respect. He's a great communicator, and he's intense. Yeah. And some fan, we were talking about the team, and it was about 500-600 people there, and one fan asked, what are you going to do differently this year that you didn't do last year? And he wanted to clarify the question. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, no, I just next year what changes? And he was like, give me a specific direction. I don't know how to. He was kind of like they were going back and forth. Nice. He was a little bit peeved by the question. I think he was a little sensitive, like, whoa, I think we did pretty good, but we got a lot better. And he dropped a couple F-bombs in his answer, and this guy's intense.
Oh, nice.
He's intense, and he said, you know what, we're not going to win every game. We're still building some things here, but we're going to be competitive. And I think that's what Blues fans appreciate here, is that, last year for the most part under Drew, I think it fell off a little bit with Chief, but it's still sold out every game. I think fans appreciate this team's not going to win, but man, they're going to compete. They're not going to embarrass themselves, and they're going to put on a good show. And I think they're really going to put on a good show this year. Nashville got better, the Central got better, but man, I tell you, we still got Jordan Binnington. You have a goalie like pitching in baseball. I forget what team you're mentioning there. I think it was the Pirates, but you got a guy in his prime. He's got 2-3 more years left in his prime. I still think he's one of the most elite goalies in the league. I think he'll play for Team Canada at the tournament in February, ultimately the Olympics, I think in Milan in 2026. I think he's one of the best, and I think as long as you have that, you're in a good spot, and you're going to clean things up. Yeah, you can win every game.
That is true. That's what happened this past season. Who are you looking for to take the biggest step in the upcoming season? Who needs to, perhaps, would be a better question.
Can you someone take a Jake Neighbor step, what he took last year? That's going to be tough. I mean, Jake took it upon himself, a mature kid, great kid, talks very well. You think he'd be in the league for a decade, but he's only been in the league a couple of years. So a player like that, to me, I think that, can Scott Pernovich make a jump this year? Unfortunately for him, I think his size has become an issue. I think that the biggest player for me that just needs to find that consistent edge is going to have to be Jordan Kyrou.
That's what I was wondering if you were going to go there.
Yeah, I think he has to. I mean, listen, he still had a decent year. I think 70-ish points around that kind of mark. I don't have stuff in front of me. It's been a while since I thought Blues, but he's a player that you just can't go absent for more than 3 games. Ryan O'Reilly talked a lot about, the ebb and flows of a season. And he would talk about the elite players, they'll go 5-6 games, and then they'll slump 1 game. And, the season essentially is this, and then you have a blip, and then you go, and then a blip, and you go. And the elite players keep those dips shallow. They keep them to 1 game, 2 max. You can't have 3-4 games build up. So the best players in the world, I would imagine golf is no different, pitching and baseball. When you feel yourself fall off, have a bad performance, what do you need to do to get right back where you need to be? And a lot of players are very good at it. Ryan O'Reilly never had more than 1 bad game in a row. He was very good about understanding what went wrong and how to fix it. For Jordan, still very young, right? Still very young, learning. But for him, how does he find that little blip of a game, maybe 2 over a weekend, get back to work Monday, and by Tuesday night at the Enterprise Center, show back up and put on a 3-point performance? That is what they missed, I think, last year. And they came close to making the playoffs. I mean, they were that close at the very end. And I think if you had Kyrou find a little bit more consistency, to me, that's the difference of making the playoffs and not.
Do you think he's a guy who would benefit if he were on a team where he didn't necessarily have as much responsibility?
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of the players happened. When O'Reilly left and Perron left and, J-Bo got hurt, I think a lot of players were put in a position to take on a lot overnight. And that's a learning curve, right? I mean, Robert Thomas, Jordan Kyrou, even Colton Parayko, who had been in the league a long time, but he loved kind of, I think, being in Petro's shadow a little bit. Colton's a
quiet. And now all of a sudden he's a number 1 guy.
And now he's number 1 guy. And that's a different level of responsibility. You got to take on a leadership role. You got to manage yourself. You have to manage each other. You have to manage the game. Every play leads to the next play, which leads to the next shift. And that's what young players do not quite understand. And then when you're in that number 1 role, you have to make sure you understand that, but also make sure that the other players understand it. You have a turnover in the game. When you're young, it's a turnover. I lost the puck. No big deal. I'll get it back. But they don't realize that the game, that turnover led to the next play, which set up the next shift, which set up that period. Every play is a ripple effect. Alexander Steen, the future GM here, is huge on that. Every play sets up the next play. Every time you mismanage a puck, every time you don't get it deep, every time you turn it over, every time you don't make that pass on the forehand, that sets up the following play. So it's the details of the game. And I think for young players like Kyrou, they see that as, it's just a, oops play. But it's more than an oops play. It's a big play, and I think that's where the growth of having these young guys take on the ownership of being now the number 1 guys, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a big step, and that has had to take place here over the last few years. It is 9 o'clock in St. Louis. We have the Schaefer Door Company 9 o'clock hour coming up, which includes the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. 10 o'clock, Jackson and I go down the hallway, and they'll come after us. Jackson's going to reveal that he is staying at the W Hotel, and his parents are paying for it.
$300
to start the show. $370, Joey.
Oh, sorry. I thought Iggy said 300. He was close.
Yeah, he was right. So that's how we'll start the show, and Jackson will endear himself to the audience, and we'll just take it from there, Michael. I mean, it's kind of how you roll the ball out and then just let the players go.
Yeah, it's going to be a beating.
Yeah, that's going to be problematic is what it's going to be. Joey, you're heading out? You're 2 hours today, is that correct?
I'm 3 today.
Oh, you're 3 today?
If you want to chill.
No, of course. I thought you were in 2 hours. You have the skating camp that you'd been doing with
That was
Jamal
last
Mayers.
day was yesterday. The last day was yesterday. So I'm full-time today.
Nice.
If you want me.
Of course. I wanted to make sure if you weren't here, that people just go, oh, I guess Joey had enough, and he left.
I got a huge get-together, one-on-one meeting after this. Huge.
Oh, is that right?
It's huge. Yeah,
you had a huge meeting.
No, it's not that big. Just saying
Jackson will be in there talking.
Yeah, well,
Jackson always leads things. He and Jamie Rivers are very close.
I'm taking over Blues production this year.
I like it.
Yeah, as a hockey
I'll
guy.
be overseeing it.
Huge hockey
Just
guy.
know a lot more basketball will be going on.
That's what the audience wants in St. Louis.
That's right.
You can ask for a key fob in this meeting.
I would love.
Yeah,
that's a really good
time.
I'm gonna write. Have a pen. Write that down.
We have
That's
a pen?
really good idea. So I don't keep bothering Jackson.
There you go.
Tell Tommy I said to give you one.
Okay, I'm gonna say Iggy said, "Give me." That may hurt my chances.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily going to help the cause. Hey, Joey.
Yeah.
Arguing with a fan doesn't sound like a confident coach. That's from Pug in the East Village.
Now, let me clarify that. He wasn't arguing with the fan. He was clarifying his question. He was helping him ask the question.
Dial in the question.
Well, in the
how would you handle media? Like, I noticed Pronger, he would make you he wouldn't just accept you're crappy. How did it feel to win the game? He go, what do you mean? How did it feel? I beat up. I just played for 2.5 hours, logged 35 minutes. What do you want?
Yeah, exactly.
It was
he would
put you to the test. So he was kind of making the fan crystallize the question.
Yeah, I was like, how are we going to be better? Well, that's a very general question, right? So let's talk about it. So it wasn't arguing. It was very respectful, but it was. And he didn't use the F word at the fan. He was saying openly that we're going to be way effing harder this year. And that's kind of, but his intensity, you can tell his blood. It was supposed to go a 30-minute question. We were at 26 minutes at that point, and it was such an intense answer, and people loved it. I just kind of cut the show.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I cut this is a good place.
We'll end here. Nice.
There's no way to follow that up.
I like hearing that. All right, Joey Vitale, Michael Wellington in today, Doug Vaughn vacationing in the Hamptons, Tim McKernan, Jackson Bennett Burkett, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Chairman Kurt on the program. It is called The Morning After. It is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
This is wide receiver Luther Burden III. Come support NIL and get a quote from my friend James Carlton.
Thanks, Luther. That's right. For every quote you mention, Luther Burden III will make a donation to NIL on your behalf. Getting a quote is easy. Just go online at carltoninsurance.net. Call or text 314-961-4800. If you have drivers under the age of 25, if you're seeing rising rates, give us a call or text us 314-961-4800 or go online at carltoninsurance.net. Let's keep the momentum going.
Hi, this is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. I'm about to tell you a little inside information about attorney advertising. Buyer beware. Around town, you'll see all kinds of billboards, commercials, and hear radio ads for personal injury law firms. But these billboard firms aren't what they appear to be. After every attorney ad you see or hear is this phrase: the choice of an attorney is an important decision and shouldn't solely be based upon advertisements. There's a reason for that, because all firms are not created equal. What you probably don't know is that if you hire one of these big billboard law firms, you'll hardly ever talk to your lawyer. You don't know which lawyer you're going to get. Could be a first year or someone who's never even tried a case. Your case might even be shipped over to another firm. That's right, the firm you trusted your case to just flipped it to another firm. The bottom line is many of these huge firms are nothing more than a marketing machine who look at your case as a return on their advertising dollars. Many of the faces and names you see never go to court and never handle a case. At our firm, you get exactly what you thought you were getting. CD or myself on your case, both experienced trial lawyers who are in court every week. Don't trust your case with just anyone. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. No insurance? No problem. 100 West Dental has a plan when you don't, for ease and affordability. Feeling nervous? Not anymore. 100 West Dental provides complete comfort during quality care. Over 350 5-star reviews agree. When you want to get your smile into winning shape, get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. Consult virtually with Dr. Pryor or book online at 100westdental.com.
Rosalita's Cantina is known for having the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From carne con cerveza to shrimp diablo, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita. Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and brunch at the DePere location on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Hey, it's Jackson. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially, saving for retirement and college, while also paying bills and enjoying life along the way. Whether you are starting your financial planning or if you're already retired, call Mark Hanna. Mark works with you to design a financial strategy. His straightforward approach starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your financial needs. Visit evergreenstl.com or call 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC, and offers insurance and annuity products through Equitable Network, LLC.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rake. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
Stupiracy, the podcast where stupidity meets history and conspiracy.
You gotta question these things.
With hosts Scott Rizzuto and Tim McKernan.
I'm here to learn, everybody!
Check out the latest episode, available now. As Riz and Tim explore the bizarre and fascinating medieval practice of kings sleeping together to signify unity and peace, of course.
What do guys like besides pizza and morning sex?
I don't know, man.
Discover how this unusual custom was perceived and whether it was merely symbolic or something more intimate.
Every day is hump day.
Presented by Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Visit evergreenstl.com or call Mark at 314-889-0503. And by Brown & Crouppen, 222-2222 or getbc.com.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at tmastl.com.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA all day.
You gotta be on acid to understand what's going on this show.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPN-TFM HD2,
Collinsville, St. Louis.
We are the Cardinals. We wanna win. Now is the time the playoffs begin. Summer is over. Around October. The quest for the best.
Tell me this doesn't get you fired up.
The chase is on.
Yep.
The chase is on. It's playoff baseball. The chase is on. The chase is on.
Guarantee nobody did this for the Penguins.
It's 2013.
Never. Is the chase on right now? Are we officially in the chase is on August 1?
Yeah. I guess so.
August 1 chase is on. Okay.
Like there's 22 teams involved in the chase.
Yeah, it's a bigger race.
It's a wide net.
You're doubling up on the blocks, but it's okay.
It's a wide net.
Might be a relay.
Welcome in. It is the Schaefer Door Company 9 o'clock hour here on TMA. It is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen, Timothy Michael McKernan, Michael Wellington, Joey Vitale, Jackson Bennett Burkett. Ken Strode is out. You can see the Salems over there, Joey. You see him on the other side there, Jackson.
There they are.
Yeah, he's enjoying one of those. And Chairman Kurt's on the other side of the wall. Okay. Yeah.
Old money.
Yeah, that is old money right there. You'll see those at St. Louis Country Club.
Yeah, guys just huffing darts.
Yeah. And, let's see. Huge game for Coastal Carolina against Michigan in the Orange Bowl. Going to be a big game for the program. What does that mean?
I assume they're playing college football 25.
Michael, Joey, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Chairman Kurt and Jackson are in a league.
Started by Chairman Kurt.
In which 30 listeners are playing? Is that the deal?
I think 32 total.
32 total.
Yeah, correct me if I'm
you guys
right.
play games each night?
Not each night. Chairman Kurt usually sets like a deadline, much like the Fan Page Club Championship, the Jay Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship. So, I think we're in week 3 now, and I think the deadline is Sunday, Chairman, to get those games done?
Might go a little sooner than that.
Okay, hey, fine by me. But yeah, everyone plays the same season, but you pick different teams. So I have South Carolina, Chairman has Mizzou, and so if I play Mizzou, which I will later in the season, me and him will play each other.
Okay. And you'll have the headsets on, and you'll yell at each other.
It's usually pretty. I played the listener. I had no idea who he was. He was controlling Kentucky. Went on the road to Big Blue Nation and got the W.
You got it. Nice job. Right. Congratulations. How'd you feel?
Yeah, it was important. Coach Dean Ellis to get that victory.
Why South Carolina?
Because most of the good teams were taken, and they have a guy named Nick Harper who's the fastest player in the game. He's unguardable. He has 6 touchdowns through 2 games.
Is that right? Wow. You like where you are?
So you play once a week on a Saturday?
Those games, I play probably once or twice a week on those games.
Oh, so it's not like a strict college schedule.
Yeah, but you don't have to
you don't have to wait.
Adhere to that. Yeah, you can play as soon as you want.
And what happens if you need to do something in the middle of a game? I have to leave.
Well, that's been a problem. There's been some listeners.
What if someone's got a life and they have to?
You gotta.
Oh no!
That's what I'm trying to say.
What an unfortunate.
I'll be honest.
What an unfortunate and damning comment of these league's participants.
Honestly, fathers of five need not reply.
Nor do I want to.
Yeah, and that's fair. I think both parties are understanding that. Probably not the best.
Fair.
But you don't probably play many video games at all, if any.
I don't know how I could.
Right.
Exactly. I was about to say, if you said to your wife with 5 kids running around, hey, I'm going to go play in my EA Sports College Football League downstairs. I'll be out of pocket for an hour and a half. How would it play?
She would say, kiss the cookie goodbye for a very long time. Which, of course, my response would be, okay, I'm not playing video games.
And there it is. That wraps it up. I don't know how problematic that issue is for the participants in this league. I don't know.
Maybe not.
Oh, there's for sure parents and guys in their mid-30s, early 40s in it, and they like to play late. Let's just say they play late games.
Okay. I really like Jackson's response there. It kind of made me think of Spider and Goodfellas, and he was talking.
Yeah, he was talking back.
I hope it ends better.
Yeah,
for me.
Spider. You gonna let him talk to you like that? You gonna let Spider talk to him like?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. He's considering.
She says, what am I supposed to do? I'm a good shot.
I know some people still on the hill.
Yeah, he's got some friends there. Chairman Kurt, we had an issue that you told us about earlier in the league. This week that there are people starting games, but if they were losing, they would quit the games and then restart them.
Yeah, if you're playing a computer matchup, you got the option if things aren't going in your favor to hit the reset button, and we had to put the kibosh on that real quick.
Are you able to turn that option off?
No, I don't believe so.
So it's just a matter of integrity now, like calling a penalty on yourself.
But if I see that these degenerates are doing this, I may have the option as league commissioner to forfeit their victory. I'm not sure. We gave them a little grace after the first go-around.
The warning has been listed now if anyone does in the future, And there's no good nicks.
There's a waiting list to get in this thing. So
is that right?
If I have to boot some people, I'm fine with that. So, Joey, if some time frees up,
there you go.
Let me know your gamer tag.
Okay.
Check with your wife if you can participate. Can I be there when you do it?
Please do. Is KU available?
They are.
Yeah, week or down.
All right.
Did you go to KU?
No, I don't even know why I said that. You said Mizzou. You said Mizzou.
That was like a little meta play to go back at Jackson.
Just trying
we just went back after Spider. Yeah, I'm like,
Spider's
the KU thing, I'm like, whoa. Jackson will get his dander up over that Rock Chalk.
You can pick KU. It's going to be a rough season for you.
No, you never see me game.
All these dorks need to stop playing video games and get grown-up hobbies. That's some big tough.
You know, there's a producer on this program, a long-tenured producer named Producer Joe, who had said some people like some things and some people don't like other things. And I think in this case, some people like playing video games, some people don't. But we all love each other.
This is the first time, I was telling Jackson this on the QFTA, the Hate Boner in American Saga yesterday. In I don't know how long, 20 years, where I'm like, I wish I could play this video game. I haven't wanted to play a video game in 20 years, but I love college football. The way this game is being talked about, I love it. And I was on my way out here listening to Reese Davis and Pete Thamel's podcast, College Game Day podcast, and they were actually saying that the popularity of this video game is increasing the interest, in particular for young people, but in general for the upcoming college football season.
I would agree.
It's a cause and effect.
Well, also, because how often when you're watching college football, like the first 3 weeks when you're watching just all the games, you're like getting to know each team, this, that, and the other. If you play this game, you have a pretty good knowledge of what guys have because they're using the real players' names.
I see. I was going to ask you, what's been the difference this time than
you can
previous years?
And they haven't come out with this game in 10 years. It's been 10 years since they released this game, but because of NIL rules and they can now do it while using the real player's name, now I know who's on South Carolina. I know who's on Kentucky. I know all these guys, and with the transfer portal, it's hard to keep that straight, but now you got 3 months before you can know.
If you're playing this, aren't you already watching college football, pretty much?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Yeah.
So they vaulted the game, essentially. Yeah. Now they opened the vault. They Disney'd it. You know, Disney vaults movies.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. In a way.
Chick-fil-A's closed on Sunday.
Right. So this
Take it away, then give it back.
I will be a little fair to Reese Davis. He calls all the games on the... I'm a little tired of hearing Reese Davis's voice.
They have a couple different crews on there.
Yeah, you can get Herb Street and Fowler.
Yeah, if you have one of the premier games, you get the A squad, and then you might have David Pollock and Reese Davis.
Yeah.
Does the video game company have to pay every single player?
$600 and they get a free copy of the game.
Okay. That's a good deal.
Yeah. Pretty sweet deal.
Not a bad deal at all.
$600.
But it's not like they have to do any work.
I forget the number, but they offered the game for a little bit of an added price a few days early, and it was just a ridiculous amount of people.
2.2 million.
Yeah.
2.2 million people
paid $100.
So you can do the quick math on that.
The game somehow got worse after a 10-year wait. Marty Monogamy riding in. Jackson, do you feel that the way? I mean, I don't know.
There's certainly some improvements to be made in the future for this game, but just getting it back after 10 years is all I care about. And honestly, getting the real player names is worth all of that as well. Like, just to get that and the real likeness is really... Like, you can play as Luther Burden. Like, that's so cool. I find that to be really awesome.
Guys, I gave up video games when I became a grown-ass man and started swinging as that man. Maybe a look into Jackson's future. That's from the Swing Haven board member. Jackson.
I can't speak for Jackson, but I'd rather play video games than go swinging.
I guess that could be a poll on the app.
I haven't made one of those in a long time.
Do you want to tweet that out from the TMASTL account?
Out, yeah.
Would you rather go swinging or play video games? Yeah. What do you think's going to win?
Swinging.
Yeah, I agree.
Think so? But Chairman Kurt, you're in the minority?
People say one thing and...
Can't you do both?
Great question.
100%.
This is an either... Why'd you get emotional?
So emotional. I think about Reese Davis.
You sound like that guy on the drop we have. Right?
The game's already made $500 million in revenue, and they were only projected to make $150 million. Oof. How about that?
Hello.
Let's see. Hey, Michael, are single women on Bumble super attracted to guys that spend hours playing video games? That's from Big Tuft.
Well, everybody knows my history with Bumble. I've been banned.
That's right. Let's say Hinge. I guess Hinge is the spot.
Yeah, much better.
And do you mention anything about video games? You see women looking for that? I mean, what is...
No, I do not see that. Have not seen that. Yeah, the video. I'm kind of in the same camp as Mr. Vitale. Video games are just not in my
purview.
Jackson likes the term purview. I like
that. Not my portfolio. Nothing against it. I'm past it. You know, I stopped with Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm sure. If a woman doesn't find it attractive to me, I'm not in. It's my gauge. It's my my litmus test.
See, I'm sure it was an outlier, but I actually did tell a Hinge girl about this video game, and she was really into it. She's a Michigan fan.
Really?
Yeah, I bet the fans.
I was shocked.
Can I see the exchange, or is that out of line?
Did you just say I manage a league, and then she found that attractive?
I just
because that shows that you have like CEO materials.
I'm a commissioner.
No, I think she asked if I wanted to get together for a second date, and I said, "Listen, hun, I got a big game coming up. We might have to pick another night."
Yeah.
Missouri State's coming to town.
Yeah.
See, that's a little misleading. First of all, hun. I'm not sure if people are still using the word hun.
We do in the SEC.
Okay.
It just means more.
They got a big game. That would lead me to think that you're a college athlete. They got a big game tonight.
Yeah, did you understand this was a video game?
Yeah,
Kurt was a
100%.
college athlete, though. He played baseball.
I think it made her want me a little more, something she couldn't have.
Michigan versus Missouri for the national championship. Yeah. Stephen Wildwood, who's a chairman, also says, "I'm happy these guys are playing video games. When they get divorced, I'll get the appraisal business." That's from Chairman Steve.
Missed the boat on me, Steve.
I'm telling you what, though. I'm telling you what. If you're at home playing video games, you're not out looking for strange. I'm just saying that's out there.
There you go. So now she knows.
Now, you can't do that. You can't take one bad for another. Well, at least I'm not doing that. See, that's cheating.
What's the difference between playing video games and watching
Well, you
TV?
can make that argument about everything then. At least I'm not doing this. Well,
I get that. I'm with you.
But you're still doing that.
But what's the difference between playing video games and like watching a movie? You're still staring at a screen.
But you're getting exercise.
Yeah, I guess you're working up. Your heart rate's getting higher with a video game.
Stressed.
Yeah. You are stressed.
You could play video games or sit home by yourself and drink 27 beers.
And I knock out the push-ups when Mizzou scores, so I'm getting a little workout.
Okay.
So when you went 90 on Buffalo, you did like 1,000 push-ups?
We started that the game after.
Yeah, good call.
For the record, Chairman Kurt, you beat Buffalo and you scored 90 points?
90-20. And for
wow, ran it up a little bit,
for
Michael.
you haters out there, it was not on rookie. It was on All-American. We got hot on defense, couple pick sixes, kickoff return.
Yeah, you did cover for the boosters.
Like against Tennessee last year.
Unfortunately, Coach Vaughn is on the hot seat after yesterday's debacle against BC.
Oh, you guys lost to Boston College?
Yeah, we were up by 10 at half, and then it just fell apart. A lot of picks, and rumblings on Power Mizzou say Doug Vaughn, they might be looking to go in another direction.
Your head coach is Doug Vaughn?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
I'll send you a pic. He has a striking resemblance to Coach Drinkwitz.
Oh, wow. How about this? I'll have to take a gander at this thing. I'm not even playing the game because I don't have a PS5, but Tim, please, let's not give credence to these old, fat losers who just are not in tune with what's hot right now. That's from Hyman the Roth.
And listen, I'm not saying like if you don't understand video games, you're an idiot. Like spend your free time however you want, but don't chastise others for how they spend their free time. That's what I'll say.
There's probably an interesting angle for schools like Michigan or Ohio State or all these football schools in the SEC. If you're living on campus, you try to get girls to come over. Hey, come over and play the game, have a few beers. I bet that could be utilized.
I'm sure it has.
How does your significant other feel about the league and South Carolina and
very
the magic that you're working on in Columbia East?
Very supportive.
Well, if you lose a game, are you in a bad mood?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Good question.
That would be awesome.
I didn't sleep well last night.
No.
You didn't sleep well after the loss to BC?
Yep.
I'm able to compartmentalize pretty good.
Okay.
If I act like when I play like in my men's league, like basketball leagues though, and we lose, I actually do get
Jackson's
really
known as going after the officials at his men's league.
Yeah,
Really?
I do. I get a little banty.
In basketball?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I
Isn't that great? You like he'll scold the officials or
I get hammered on one end, no call, and then I go and I get all ball, and he's like, I'm shooting two, and I'm like, we gotta get this together, brother. I mean, we just gotta be better.
We gotta get this together,
we
brother.
we gotta be better. We just have to be better.
I had to get a new phone because my old phone crapped out, and I really think my phone went kaput all the times I throw it. And I play Golf Rival.
Mm-hmm. Why do you throw it?
Well, some guy beats me, he gets lucky, he hits a wall, and it goes in the hole. I said, I'm done with this. And I just throw the phone.
Chuck it.
It ends up hitting the wall or hits the coffee table and bounces. And I don't chuck it. I say, I'm tired of this. And I just toss it. I think that's,
why are you yelling?
I don't yell at the Golf Rival, but I'll just give it a little toss. I go, oh, nice albatross hitting a wall, and I just throw it. And I didn't mean to hit the countertop with that and bounce off the stove. So I broke my phone because of Golf Rival.
Intense.
They become less supportive of your BS when you marry them. You just have to make enough money to shut them up. That's from Chairman Steve in Wildwood, giving his perspective on life. The most accurate part of this game simulation is when you take a recruiting trip to Baton Rouge and the head coach leaves a bit of his aioli on your upper thigh right before he offers you a scholarship. That's from Deke Dodo.
You can choose to dance
Time
on
passages.
Sound a damn alarm! What in the world is he talking about? That's from the Chicago Ginger. I think Iggy was tying in Jackson's unhappiness with his recreational basketball league
That was about
officiating.
me?
Yes.
My God, you've been talking video games for 40 minutes. I throw in one thing. Shut up!
What'd you expect?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Oh, God. The 90-year-old man playing a game for 15-year-olds throws his phone when he loses. Is that what we're doing here?
I didn't throw it. I just tossed it.
Chucked it. Hit the stove.
It's not like I take it. Son of a... No, I just said, another loss. I just toss it.
A grown man throwing his phone because he's screwed up on a video game. Try attractive to women. You can act like a man! That's from Arbor Day. He's had enough now.
I banged more girls in 1 week than you've had in your life.
Yeah.
Clip that off. Bang. Bang.
Take it.
Is Arbor Day married?
Icky, do you know Arbor Day?
Just a holiday.
I don't know who he is. Maybe I do. I don't know his real name.
Iggy, is he your most hated emailer, caller, texter?
Oh, wow.
No.
Who's number one?
No, it's that Mark Keysweater, Bedwetter, whatever his name is.
It's Mark Bedwetter.
I'm not familiar with his work.
Threads by Ken. Emails in 9 times a day.
Do you have a top 10 of all the comments?
It's that bad. Top 10 or Mount Rushmore, take your pick.
Okay.
I don't know.
He has a lot of people blocked on Facebook.
Little Tommy Tribbins.
Watch out,
Arbor
here
Day.
comes Suckboy Tony.
That's Suckboy Tony.
That dude in the Panhandle in Florida.
Nate in Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
Probably the guy who
You
sits
consider
on his...
Tallahassee Panhandle?
Yeah, it's
Tough,
pretty
isn't it?
close.
Joey,
yeah.
anything on Tallahassee Panhandle or not?
It's like the actual pan.
It's a big argument on the show.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah, guy that sits on his porch and drinks
Probably
lemonade.
so.
Oh, the old Appleton stepdad.
Dad.
Yeah.
And then Keysweater.
Harrison's brother Masters, Matt, he hasn't been mentioned yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting to you. I was going down the list.
He's high up there.
Yeah.
It's long and distinguished.
Bedwetter's probably the best.
Bedwetter.
Well, whatever.
Is that his name? Bedwetter?
Keysweater.terriblelawyer.com. I don't know what his email is.
Lawyer.com. I get a new domain.
Sounds like something Doug would have got years ago.
Or Keysweater top 8 one-star reviews.com.
There's the top 10, Joey. You can.
I like it.
Yeah, no, it's officially.
I like it.
It's officially been ranked. You can send in your top 10 via the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, coming your way in about 20 minutes. The morning after at InsideSTL.com, brand new month, 3-way trade deal. The defending champion after coming in with the win in July, ending the JV golf coach win streak. It is the Schaefer Door Company, 9 o'clock hour here on TMA. Schaefer Door is online at SCHAEFER door.com. That's Schaefer Door Company. 636-782-3608. That's the number you can call or text that they set up specifically for TMA listeners if you want to have a brand new garage install or if your garage door is not working properly. They service commercial doors as well. So if you run a business or warehouse with big tall doors, Schaefer is experienced in these types of jobs. Go to SchaeferDoor.com, SCHAEFER door.com, or call or text 636-782-3608. Schaefer Door is a Clopay Master Authorized Dealer. Emails coming in about 20 minutes for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Your text at 314-881-TMA5. And by the way, Iggy, your guy just sent in a message. Wow, such a cool guy throwing his phone. That was sent into our email, though.
Yeah, it was Threads by Ken.
Threads by Ken, yeah.
That's where I get it. He doesn't text in. He just sends that email that comes to all of us for some reason.
Are you Phil Elfrink?
And nobody cares about your post. You're such a loser. How about if I come to your law office and, hey,
time to take a break.
make
Joe
fun
Buck
of you every
chiming
day.
in.
I mean, you're just a loser.
What was that quote? I've banged more women in a week than you have in your life.
I think that's what it was.
Boy, that was gold.
And I think it could be close.
I got an update on the poll that I've put out.
Oh, you did put this on Twitter?
Sure.
How are we doing?
Just got the wrong tweet in response to it. Someone said sausage links, question mark? What the hell does that mean? Video games at 63% and swinging at 37% with 30 votes in.
Oh, okay. There you go. The Gallup poll is up on the Twitter tweets, the TMASTL account.
Is the upside down pineapple still the swinger symbol?
That's right.
That's the thing, right?
Is that an accurate thing, or is that just a label that isn't accurate?
I don't even know about upside down anymore.
Which is pineapple in general?
Pineapple anywhere.
But isn't that dangerous if it's pineapple in general? Because like pineapples are a pretty aesthetically pleasing fruit, or at least a cool looking fruit. And people, like I have a pair of swim trunks that are pineapples all over them. And are people just going to start coming up to me and asking questions?
I do. I think so.
If you put them on your front porch, I think so.
Yeah,
didn't you wear those in Vegas?
That's right. I believe what I said was it means that I'm over here, but if you want me to be over there, I can't be.
Yeah, but then you're walking around in that bar with a pineapple, too.
Oh, yeah, in Jamaica. Doug made me walk around with this pineapple.
That's right. I remember that down in Jamaica.
He wanted me to go lie in front of the television where everyone was watching the AFC Championship game to kind of present myself to
I don't
everyone.
think there were a lot of swingers at that resort.
Where we were in Jamaica?
They all go to Hedo.
Yeah, they would go to hedonism, right, Iggy?
Yeah, but I'm saying walking around that place with a pineapple probably wouldn't get you much action.
Jackson, did you get a lot of action?
No.
Are you talking about your shorts, or were you actually carrying a
So
pineapple?
when we were in Jamaica, there was like a centerpiece to one of the tables was a pineapple, and Doug got a real big kick out of it, and he was like, here, walk around with this while we walk around.
There were some people intensely watching the Chiefs and Bengals AFC Championship game, including myself.
And there was like one TV.
And then Jackson's just wandering around after a couple of boat drinks holding up a pineapple. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Was there a drink in it? Like, did they cut it open?
No.
Guys just holding up a pineapple, trying to send a message that he was available.
Yeah, just kind of showing it off like this.
And nothing happened?
No, I didn't get any response. But you got to shoot the score.
Tim, if you'd like, I forgot who the other teams that were picked. Welly picked for golf. But I'll give you a quick leaderboard update if you want.
Please.
Well, a lot of people may be interested in the Olympic golf.
Can't wait to hear how my team's doing.
I forgot who you picked. Matsuyama at 8 under. He's done for the day. He's leading.
Is that why you wanted to say this?
No,
that's
Xander
your pick?
Schauffele, 7.
Yeah,
7
there's
under.
my guy. Xander's my guy.
Eric Van Rooyen, 6 under.
He's my guy.
There you go. Ortiz, Neiman, Griot, Tom Kim. I think you have Tom Kim, too.
You have Griot, if memory serves, as well.
You, Tim. Miko Pierre is -5, so going down to see where Scheffler.
Mito looks kind of fat these days.
Yeah,
Did you see him?
On the
He's got a lot of good meals on the lift tour.
A lot of food out
there. What they do? They feed them well on the lift tour.
Apparently.
I like cookies.
Scotty Scheffler is 4 under. And McElroy is 3 under. So
how many rounds is it? Is it 3 or 4?
3.
Oh, it was 4.
It's so dumb.
I think it's only 3,
It's
isn't
so dumb that it's not 4 and that they don't have a team.
Maybe it is 4.
aspect.
Maybe it is 4.
I looked it up yesterday, and I swore it was 4. They said it was just like a standard tour event. Yeah, it's 4 days.
Okay, I thought it was 3.
They need a team.
But there's no cut, so they all play 4 rounds. So.
This is the hijacking of all hijackings. Reroute Strode is back, baby. That's from Springfield Mud Tosser. Iggy, you feel like
he's up there too now.
He's a valuable.
He just entered the top 10.
No, he's been pretty vocal the last month or so. Well, a lot of people are interested in the Olympics today. I'll be glued to the TV watching the women's gymnastics all around.
I'm surprised Licks wasn't in your top 10.
Yeah, how about that?
No, because I've met him and he's a nice guy. It's just shtick with him. So.
Am I still on your list, or have I found my way off that?
No, I've tried to be nice to you, and I thought it worked.
What a moment.
Well, I extended the olives branch.
Olives.
That's plural.
Yep. Jake's
no, it's olive branch. It's not olives.
I mean,
that's what you said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. Wow, what a great story. An offering of a service no one wanted. All preceded by 3 uncomfortable minutes of an elderly man stumbling over his words. Jesus, get the emails. I wrote in like a dozen today. That's from Brian Henshin. Yeah, he wasn't on there either, now that I think about it.
Well, again, me and Henshin are friends.
You are? I've never gathered that from what you've said on this program.
Well, do you see the things he says?
Yeah, it kind of makes my point even more.
Why should I just... Oh, that's funny.
It was a top 10 list. That's why.
But I know we're friends. I know he's just kidding, so I don't worry about it.
It's an honor to make your Mount Rushmore, you food stamp rotten smokestack. That's from Little Tommy Tribbins. Dirty Chewbacca.
Right into that fountain out there. Just fall off right into the fountain.
Dirty Chewbacca says, "Has Iggy blocked me?" Do you block Dirty Chewbacca?
Why? Isn't that the dude that wants to bang me?
Correct.
Oh, boy.
We can't get too detailed, but we can say he prefers to be treated like a dog and also a toilet.
Right.
No, I don't have him blocked. I don't even know who he is.
Dirty Chewbacca.
I'm sure I don't have a Facebook friend named Dirty Chewbacca.
It'd be tough. The thing is, it's a Hoosier Trojan horse. You could accept him as
and then they can
Bill
change their
Smith,
names.
and then they're Dirty Chewbacca.
Yeah.
The next thing you know.
I mean, if you know how to get to my Facebook blocks, I'll let you look to see who I blocked. I don't know who I blocked.
Old Appleton stepdad has a response. I was informed that I was brought up. Ken does not have me blocked on any social media. That would mean that I follow him on any social media. Not true. He's awful. That's from the old Appleton stepdad down Appleton Way.
I don't know who you are. I can't have you blocked. I don't have an old Appleton stepdad on my Facebook page or Twitter.
Hey, Daddy Padre, one of the best e-bugs in the history of the game, says, Tim asked Joey if he heard about the Brentwood Hockey League being shut down after 31 years. What's going on
What
there?
is going on there?
I don't know anything about it. I just saw it here in the YouTube chat.
Will he call in? Maybe he can call in. I'm still kind of new to all this.
I guess you didn't know this, Joey. Iggy has banned Daddy Padre from the show.
Oh, Daddy Padre. I think Daddy Padre's a good man.
Uh-oh.
He's a suck-up.
Hell of a goaltender.
Hey, Joey, talk about Brentwood. Hey, Cam, talk about when I went on the private jet with you.
What?
Is that how he talks?
Private jet.
Oh, he's told that story.
I was on the private jet to Nashville with the team. How's your slide piece?
Chartered jet.
Whatever
Big difference. Well, there's a big difference, I think.
Daddy Padre says, LOL, I can't call in, Joey.
Oh, I wish I would know more about it. Apparently, the men's league in Brentwood's being shut down. I guess it's a big deal.
No, I didn't know what was going on. I don't know
Someone's
about
shutting
this.
it down.
Too many people yelling at officials.
Is that what you think it is?
Must be.
Why would it be getting shut down?
Couldn't tell.
Maybe it's not.
Do you ever
making
go
enough
out there and school bitches?
No, I don't. We do one league. I mean, I do a Tuesday at Kirkwood. Cam Jansen's out there.
Cam plays?
Kind of comes out a little bit. We don't have any referees, though, so I don't have the opportunity to say, come on, man, be better. What did you say? Come on, man.
Brother, be better.
You have to be better than that.
Yeah.
Did you say it in that calm voice?
I try to, you take the ball, you hand it to them, and you say, "What do we do?" I just kind of be like, "It's got to call it both ways." I'm getting hacked on the other end,
And
taking it strong to the rack, and you're not rewarding me.
Were you Angel Reese?
He likes to bring up Angel Reese. HNA, I don't know what that stands for. Do you know what that stands for?
HNA?
Yeah. Overpaid for all the Brentwood Men's League slots, and the city took it and ended all Men's League effectively. That's from Chunk in the Chuck. I don't know.
So someone came in and is paying more money for the ice time, I guess?
HNA, okay. Is that a you thing?
I need to do a little bit more research. I had a
Research
couple
on this?
texts about this that I need to get involved.
Oh, you've been asked to be an ambassador?
I don't know. I am trying to figure it all out at this point.
What's your go-to rank? Is it Kirkwood?
Ooh, I love Afton. I would say Afton.
Afton,
with the,
wow.
the glory holes. We talked about this.
Any rink that has glory holes.
In the men's stall. I didn't know. I thought they were like cigarette holes when I was a kid, but I didn't realize what was actually going through them.
There are gentlemen accessing glory holes at the Afton rink.
That's a small ween if it's a cigarette.
I thought it was like where you slipped that Laffy Taffy to the guy next to you. When I was only 8.
Yeah.
Chairman, we have a caller?
Yeah, we got a caller on line 1.
Oh, dear.
If it's Daddy Padre, I'm going to be pissed that you actually put him on.
I didn't recognize the voice. So
Well, if it is, Jackson, just dump him.
Good morning, caller.
Hey, man, it's Alec Ogletree. What's going on?
Get him off.
Has he been removed, Jackson?
I mean, I turned off the pot, but he's still on.
Iggy, how do you want to handle this? You want him gone?
Yeah, it's Daddy Padre. So just disguising his
You
voice.
sound like he had a southern accent.
Well, he's trying to disguise his squeaky-ass voice.
It's Alec Ogletree, former Rams linebacker that went to the Giants, I think.
Georgia.
It stands for Hockey in North America, HNA.
Okay.
So
I guess I could theoretically just pot him in at any time.
Yeah,
'cause
he's
still
just on hold.
Like, hey.
There he is.
What's up, boys?
I told you.
Now he's off, though. He's like, just
What a
chime in.
loser. I mean, the guy knows he's banned. I'm going to try to call in because I'm going to talk to Joey.
Why is he banned?
In fairness, he did lose a bet.
Iggy played him in a round of golf and beat him, and I guess the agreement was that he'd be banned from the show. I don't recall the specifics of it.
I think it was calling in. I think it was calling in specifically.
Match play?
Yeah.
So now he gets on YouTube and talks.
5 and 4.
He didn't ban me from YouTube. I can get on here.
Kind of a drubbing.
What's a drubbing?
How long is he banned?
Forever.
Oh, lifetime?
Yeah, lifetime ban.
Ouch.
That's a shame.
Lucky he can fall back on being a backup goaltender.
Well, he never saw the ice, so.
I thought he did.
No, he got peppered in practice. And when they needed a goaltender, they'd just pepper him.
So he never got in a game?
Hell no.
What's his real name?
See, you don't know him.
That's irrelevant.
He's going to be so butthurt that he thought he knew my name.
Well, clearly it sounds like a nickname.
All players know my name. I can't believe that.
Well, Daddy Padre. I don't know many goalies named Daddy Padre.
Nobody knows.
Well, if I knew his real name, maybe I would.
Players.
I can't recall his real name.
I know his real name.
Okay.
I don't know if he wants it out there.
Give the first name.
Tyler.
Okay, I think I know who this is. Yeah.
Have you been able to beat him?
You know, you do sound like him though. I will say.
I don't sound like him.
A little bit.
Oh, that didn't. Yeah, the little baby whiny.
Hey, I can't get in a game. I suck. I'll have to go up to my seats in section 400.
Iggy, I'm still in for a rematch. That's from Chairman Stephen Wildwood.
Cool.
Are you interested in the rematch?
Sure.
What do you play for?
Oh, wow. Yeah, he won $200 from Chairman Steve.
Cash?
Like last year, I think.
I would play a couple hundred if you want.
Wow. Welcome back.
I got that Social
Any
Security
pops?
money rolling in.
Any pops?
I don't know what he's playing to. I'm playing to a 17, so.
Is that right?
No, I mean, if he's got a handicap, I need to see it.
Yeah.
Last time he got pissed off. He said, I usually shoot anywhere between 95 and 100. And I said, well, that's about what I shoot. We played straight up, and I kicked his ass. I should have gotten pops. I'm just going by what you said. If you have a handicap, we can go by that.
21-7.
I don't give him 4 pops.
You're going to be giving him 4 pops?
Did he pay in cash or Venmo?
I didn't have Venmo at the time, so I'm sure it was cash.
I'm all Venmo on my gambling debts and usually my gambling receipts, but I will say cash feels better for whatever reason.
Some about it, yeah.
It
Holding
feels better.
Tangible.
Yeah. Daddy Padre says, I want a rematch, Iggy. I'll block myself from YouTube if I lose.
I don't really care what you do on YouTube.
Yeah.
You do what you want, just get more notoriety. I'm tired of you people riding my coattails to popularity.
Clip that off.
Many are.
Well, he's one.
It's the Tiger effect for HD2.
Yep. It's like in the Drake feature.
Yeah. Coattails, penis coattails.
Guys, I actually love Ken, not in a sexual way. It's not like he's a cousin or an aunt, but I do love him. That's from Arbor Day.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll play Iggy for $500. I'm a 16 handicap. Iggy, you want that?
Who was that?
Crystal City Clamhammer.
Well, give us your name and your handicap.
Hey, Iggy, my 12-year-old will take you on. That's from 2-time Spring Festival Cornhole champion.
Why would I want to play a 12-year-old?
Why would you want your 12-year-old to play with Iggy?
Yeah, you ruin him for life.
It's incredible how upset a 75-year-old man can get over these golf challenges. That's from Tervis Parish.
Who's upset over a golf challenge? I won them all.
You seem pretty calm.
Stephen Wildwood says 21.7, huh? I guess Stephen Wildwood's not a 21.7?
That's probably what he was at the beginning of the J. Randolph Fan Pitch Club Championship. Kurt, is that accurate?
I just looked it up on the Gin app, so I'm just going by that.
Oh, okay.
No, then that would
Yeah, well, if he's got a handicap on Gin, then that's his handicap.
Yeah, you got to answer your own
So I'll give him 4 pops.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there another handicap service besides Gin?
The Grant.
I need to get on that one.
Yeah, that's the more...
Racing's on that one.
Yeah. The better players are on Grint.
We had a Grint T-shirt in the other.
I think USGA might shut down theirs.
Have you disqualified it, KG, because he's on it?
No, I was more likely going to disqualify him for his attire on the course.
Was he a poor dresser?
He had a sock situation that day that I can't remember, but there was something going on.
What was the situation?
It was a high sock.
What's wrong with the high sock?
It was a little too high.
What's too high?
Mid calf.
Mid calf's too high?
Probably for golf. I mean, it depends. He got real ornery when I talked about this the last time, so I don't feel like going.
We're talking here, Todd Racing?
Todd Racing, yeah.
How much skin's showing then if it's from top of sock to shorts?
He's a taller guy, so enough. It'd be fine outside. Just golf, I rarely see it.
Black or white?
I believe it was white, but it might have been a black sock.
If you had calves like me and Tim, you'd never cover them up.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it leads to great ball striking.
Yes.
Joey.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Very active situation here as a lot of people want to challenge you, Iggy, so you might as well get some opportunity to make some money here. I was saying to the coattails comment. That's from Stephen Wildwood. Crystal City Clamhammer sent in his 16.3 index. Flip Wilson says, Iggy, I'll play you in a match, buddy. Iggy is like Tim's yappy chihuahua. Anyone that gets close to Tim or warrants a second of Tim's attention, Iggy starts going after their ankles. That's from caller Buzz.
I don't know what that means. Go back to getting your butt fingered.
Whoa! Well, hello. That's new.
At least you said butt. At least you said butt.
Well, that's all he does.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
That's all he does every day.
Every time.
It's there. It's like a blow-up doll.
My wife tickled my butt.
You don't need the A word.
Undercarriage shrubs of a bear.
Guys, black crew socks scream Bishop de Berg. Thanks, that's a Mr. Sider.
That might have been it. They might have been black socks, not white socks.
Well, it depends on the outfit.
You're the Cavalier.
But if you have on like a pair of black shorts and maybe a black shirt, you want to wear black socks are all right with that outfit.
Socks aren't sexy.
Socks aren't sexy.
Socks aren't sexy,
says, I'll play golf with Iggy. He can have my hole. That's from Dirty Chewbacca.
Nice.
Send in a picture, Chewbacca.
That will be coming.
For the record, I need to update Joey and Michael. Dirty Chewbacca claims to be a woman who wants to sleep with it.
Really? I did not know that. I've heard the name.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
We don't have a picture. No picture yet.
She sent in a picture a couple weeks ago. I did a reverse image search, and it didn't show up anywhere.
It's a dude.
More than likely. I mean, if we're
I'm operating at about 90%. For the record, here's the picture she sent in.
Wow, she's not bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw it and I said, yeah, but that's not you.
Yeah.
But you agree that's not bad?
Yeah,
she'd
but
be hairier.
But it's not her. I mean, I don't know any girls who have a nickname Dirty Chewbacca.
You need to have a little.
Is that a Chewbacca?
That's Chewbacca.
I think so.
that would be
mistake.
Is that what she's doing in bed? That would be a turnoff.
You got to get her to do that.
I'd get her to do it, but I don't want to hear it.
Well, what do you mean? You're going to slow her down?
If that's the voice that would come out of it during ecstasy, I would stop.
Really?
It's like a penthouse letter.
I would be bad on purpose.
Will you?
Your soul, my hole.
Yeah, that noise. It's almost as bad as seeing Mark right above Chewbacca.
Yeah, right above the pubis.
Pubis area.
Michael's been there.
I've never seen any of the movies. I don't know.
Oh, my God. All right. We'll have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day here in a matter of moments. So get in. Chairman Kurt is reviewing all submissions for the brand new month of August on the TMA Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. I would like to tell the people about the Illinois Recovery Center online at IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Transform your story at Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, the team believes in the strength of every individual's journey to recovery. Whether you're taking the first step or continuing your path, the IRC's dedicated team's here to support you. Why choose Illinois Recovery Center? Holistic healing approach, expert care and guidance, safe and welcoming environment, tailored programs for lasting recovery, and a top-notch facility and accommodation. Discover the path to lasting recovery and renewal at Illinois Recovery Center, where compassionate support meets personalized care for your unique journey. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own, or you want to be prepared for the other side of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Chairman Kurt, how's your filtering process gone?
Not bad. Okay. Not great.
All right, well, fair enough. We'll see what's in there. Anyang, Old Country beat China in archery earlier this week. Very dramatic. And in honor of that, I'll be releasing an especially special sultry whisper video. Come on by the YouTube page, wherein I'll be doing sponge baths that write plural bath, baby, whilst me, significant other, watches from the corner. Splish, splash, squeeze, squeeze, squish, squish, swoosh, bitches. Thanks. Stay tuned. That's from number one Asian intern Brian Henshin. Life is a porno. I want to strode it all night long. This went unnoticed, but I would like to call attention to it. Around 9:45 Eastern Time, the Strode man offered to give Blues announcer Joey Vitale, husband and father of 5, names of a few porn stars to check out. Holy creep. Thanks, and Anyang. That's from number one Asian intern Brian Henshin, fan of Mr. Tim. Iggy, did you give Joey some recommendations? I didn't catch that.
I don't remember that.
I recall that.
Michael,
I do.
I missed it too.
Oh, we both missed it. I was
You were talking. I was supposed to be listening.
I was talking to you, and I was talking, and we both missed it.
I was talking. You were talking. I was supposed to be listening. Is a hilarious line.
I don't think I mentioned any names.
I didn't hear anything.
Who would you like to recommend?
I'm sure he doesn't watch porn.
I think we're all parent. What's it? The parent guide. We're all locked out. We're locked out. We're locked out of everything because we got some pre-teens now in the house. So
Not me.
On the road. On the road, check out Dillian Harper.
Dillian Harper, friend of the show. She went to Iggy's apartment, hung out on the patio with us. Dearest Parchment. His hemorrhoid had a touch of leftover Biggie's pasta con broccoli dangling off it. That's when I knew I had to put a ring on it.
Who is that? Can I
There's
suspend?
There's more. You can suspend any time. LaGreg was thin in all the right places. I couldn't help myself when he showed me his gaunt pubis. It reminded me of Squidward if Squidward had an amphetamine problem.
What's wrong with these people?
While we engaged horizontally, I pulled the ring out of my back pocket, which was quite cheeky considering I wasn't wearing pant. I slid the ring onto his left pinky toe, a little wink to the first time we shared each other's naughty bits in his grandfather's rumpus room. Can't wait for the wedding and honeymoon. I'm ready to share my colon and all its accompanying pleasures. Peace and love. That's from Shrimply Pibbles, who sent in a wonderful picture of his family earlier.
I thought that was Kevin Miller, I thought.
Nope.
Butchie.
Ann Young, who are you? Angel Reese, thanks. That's from number one Asian intern Brian Henson, extender of, quote, Olive's branch, unquote.
That's 3, and you're yet to see.
At the 2019 World Golf Classic in Mexico, Tiger Woods hit a beautiful shot out of a fairway bunker with a sawed-off finish and nearly holed out from 135 yards. As the ball was in the air, Paul Isinger commented, "This is where we see Tiger the artist." I was reminded of that famous call while I watched the Maryland Heights mattress master work his magic today, showing up late, slamming doors, rattling ice cubes, coughing into the mic. My God, the constant coughing, louder than an asthmatic donkey. Refusing to admit he's wrong about Shane Lowry on the 2018 Ryder Cup team, reading the entire Olympics golf leaderboard literally out of nowhere. You name it, Iggy cleared it off his look at me bingo card. Bravo, bravo, I say, because we truly saw Iggy the artist today. Years from now, we'll miss his uncanny ability to make every topic about himself like a lack of self-awareness for dummies book. One day, we'll gather our families around the hearth to tell our kids about the time a wrinkled bag of bones said, "Speaking of video games, you guys want to hear about the time I went full pout and launched my phone across the room like a 67-year-old toddler." Please never change, Iggy. The Gatesworth is beckoning you, but do not gently go into that good night. Do not listen to all the haters bashing you, brother. You'll always be Iggy the artist to me. That's from the JV golf coach. And he has put Iggy's face on Tiger's follow-through out of that fairway bunker, Michael. Just wonderful work there from the JV golf coach. A sawed-off iron out of that.
I remember the shot.
Yeah, I actually do
Real
remember
chicken
the shot
wing
as well.
with
a lot of juice on it.
Yeah, there was a lot of sauce. And finally, Fish brought it strong at Chaffetz for the second straight night, and the loose public school girls were in fine lesbianic form, especially during the second set opener free. Ice Cold Meddy, 4 for 20. I'm as pro-recreation drugs as anyone, but I'm a little taken aback by the amount of people doing whippets in and around SLU's campus.
Ooh.
I mean, it's 2024 with all the options available. Why are people still huffing balloons? And what difference does it even matter if the air in the balloon is cold? It's 95 degrees out. What would be really refreshing is to huff some ice-cold medical-grade whippets. One public school girl who happened to have ripped a hole in her pant during the show sarcastically asked a whippet vendor if she could get a hot whippet, and he replied, "I got a hot one right here, hotter than the hole in your pant." I'm still trying to figure out if all the people huffing were traveling Fish fans or if the whippet community just travels adjacent to the Fish tour just because you can get anything on Shakedown Street. Are there, like, rival whippet cartels that set up on different corners? Lots of TMA listeners at the show and the Voodoo Talking Heads after party at Old Rock House, which was absolutely fire till 2 a.m. The lead singer even did a whippet balloon during Burning Down the House. Still a great night. That's from Buck Swope. And that's what we have for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. What you got? Michael, an honor here for you to lead things off.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the major focus on Ken Strode and select the JV golf coach.
Iggy.
I like the JV golf coach. I liked Shrimply Pibbles. Yeah, I'll go with the JV golf coach.
Joey?
Who was the one with the golfer swing with his
That was
face?
JV Golf Coach.
100%.
JV Golf Coach has won it after
details.
losing the month of July. Huge start to August. Yeah, you feel like he's back.
Totally back.
Maybe it was like Scheffler. He had one bad week, and then he's just back out there doing things again. I don't know. JV Golf Coach, congratulations. You have won the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, and you've taken the lead on the first day of August. All right, what is our lineup tomorrow? You're in, and Maddie's in?
Back. Yep. Maddie's back.
Maddie's back. Michael, you're still in St. Louis.
I am in St. Louis, yes.
Why don't you come in? I'll go sit back with Kurt.
I mean, I'm available if you need me.
It sounds like he wants to sit in a tight quarters with Chairman Kurt. Boy, you guys are really bonding.
I can't get any further away. Bring somebody else in. I'll go in the toilet.
Go in the
just
toilet.
talk on my phone.
With a wireless?
Yeah, with my phone.
Like a lavalier.
I don't want you to get mad and spike the phone.
I wouldn't get mad at you, but...
All right. Well, either way, we know Joey and Maddie are in, and it sounds like Michael might be in and Iggy might be in Chairman Kurt's closet. I don't know what we got going on. Either way, whatever. That's what we got for tomorrow. Jackson and I know we're heading down the hallway. Joey's got a 101 ESPN meeting.
Huge.
Apparently. Got a huge meeting.
Huge.
Michael, you are back here until you go to... Where do you go next
Seattle.
week? Seattle. That's right.
Yes.
What's up in Seattle?
The next Champions Tour event at Snoqualmie Ridge.
Snoqualmie Ridge in Seattle is
We're running out of names for golf courses.
Uh-oh.
Seattle's a dump now, though. Oof.
Is it rough?
Oh,
I haven't been in a
terrible
while.
city.
Is that right? Really?
Terrible.
Really bad airport, too.
Terrible
SeaTac?
downtown.
SeaTac?
I'm sure the golf course is nice.
It really is, but last year the airport was so bad that I elected, instead of to fly from Seattle to Calgary, I drove with one of the trainers. 11
How long of a
hour
drive is that?
It's like 11.
Woo, cats and dogs.
Yeah, it was fun.
What are you going to do? So what do you go through Idaho and Montana up to Alberta? Is that the route?
Don't know.
Did you go straight BC?
I didn't drive. I just
You
sat
just were sitting in the back,
your seat,
scrolling Hinge.
Yeah, worked on Hinge.
As you went through the little towns.
As you went through the little towns and said, "Hey, I'm going to stop off here in British Columbia."
You got to look ahead.
Jackson, I got to go bring the heat on 101 ESPN. Time for us to shut it down. For Michael Wellington, in for the vacationing Douglas Elvin Vaughn, for Jackson Bennett Burkett, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for Joey Vitale, for Chairman Kurt on the other side of the restroom wall. I'm Timothy Michael McKernan. This has been TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker